I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World No Dangerous Podcast. Bevo G's in the building. What's good?
What's going bar for bar?
Shouts out to the fans, man.
Let's get it.
What's good?
Hondo up in this piece.
F to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to the T. That fresh out.
What's up? Y'all
Wake
already
up your
know.
neighbors.
Wake them up.
Get your
Wake them
flavor
up.
flavor
Wake them
on.
up. Wake them up. Wake them up. What's
Hey, man.
happening?
It's
Fresh
Wednesday
out.
night, 9:30, man. You know what's going down. Fresh
You
out,
already
man.
know.
If you're here for the first time, welcome back or to the show. You know how it goes down, man.
You
Jay
already
Kemp's
know.
in the building, all red, so woo. We got people in the building. What's going down? And
What's
of
happening?
course, we got a dope show for y'all tonight. But of course, man, at first, we are officially with Best Buy. Get that
Right there, brother. Right there.
Black
Right there.
that Black Friday prices already through us. Come on, you know how we do. We get you
already know the deal.
right. How y'all feeling tonight, though?
Great, man.
Yeah,
Excited.
Yeah, same here. Just glad to be with you, brother. Shout out to LB the Podfather.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Glad-
saying? Got to
glad
kiss
be
the
rapping
ring
with
whenever you
brothers.
see, you hear the music. Just
Mhm.
and yeah, y'all already know. If there was a ring there, you got to kiss it on the pinky ring, and yeah, just ready to rock it out. Like Iceberg said, welcome, and let's do this thing. Let's do it.
Hey, man, like I said, tonight it's gonna be a dope one, man. We gotta talk about some Grammys. We gotta talk about, the Dave Chappelle situations, man. We can fit that in, pause, and we got that hip hop 50, man. We celebrating the 50 years of hip hop, man. But first, we gotta bring up our man. Come on, man. Like, just throwing two in the air, man, with the projects, man. I mean, Vic
Facts.
Spence, man. Come on, man. Throwing two up
Facts.
like Tony.
Facts.
Back
What's
in the
going
building.
down? Back in
Facts.
the building.
Facts.
Back in flesh. You know what I'm
Come on,
saying?
man. He was
Salute.
hey, man. This is, if y'all don't know Vic,
Seems like the number
Chi-Town
2 is the
legend,
best one.
rap legend, man. Come on, man. He's been
Come
dropping albums, man, but he just dropped two. Let's
Two
be
projects.
clear.
Two
Vic
bangers.
was going down, man.
Man, what's good with y'all, man? I'm glad to be back here, man. Y'all
Hey.
got me on for the
Hey.
second time, man.
Hey,
Man,
that
glad you on, bro.
just means you back home, brother. That's all. You
Right.
back home
Facts.
in the place to
Facts.
Back
be.
home, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Right.
You got
Big
the
facts.
door where we ain't using keys. I got the code to get in.
That's
Come
right,
on, man.
man.
Biometric door handle with the thumb
Right,
joint.
with
you
the
know what
thumb
I'm
joint. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
man.
On our modern ways.
Miss LB in the building. What's good?
Miss
Facts.
LB,
Miss
what's
LB?
good?
I give you that AK. Miss LB's in the building. What's going down?
Yeah.
Vic, okay, if y'all don't know what's going on, he just dropped the Psychedelical Cheat Sheet 3. Psychological Cheat Sheet 3. Then, okay, we gotta get him on the show for that. Then you dropped the Impact. Stu Banger.
Two.
Two of
Yeah.
them.
I mean,
Two of them
like
things.
what was the thought process, man, and just dropping them at the same time?
I felt like they was different from each other. I felt like it wasn't gonna be like no cross thing and clash. You know what I'm saying? I remember our last conversation that we was having on how the consumers and the listeners and everybody, the music people, we have to make so much music. And so since we as artists has to make so much music, why not make it all count? I remember saying that. And I just took it with that. I used that approach and dropped the Stu Bangers album. You know what I'm saying? That was already already scheduled. Psychological cheat sheet kind of like bogarted the situation. Just you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up,
Right.
man. Go ahead, J Camp.
Nah, I was just gonna say, man, just speaking of psychological cheat sheet, is this gonna be the last one of that series? Because the
Absolutely
first
not.
two
Good question. Good
Okay.
question.
Absolutely not. You know what, brothers? I plan on making 14 psychological cheat sheets.
let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
And
Plan on or already recorded?
Well, of course, I gotta record everything, and I'm gonna always be ahead of the game. Like
Oh yeah.
part 4 is already done. You know what I'm
Oh, part
saying?
4 is already done. All right,
And
all right.
part 5, the beats are already chosen for part 5. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Man.
Your boy is
Man.
moving according. You know what I'm saying? Getting to that 14, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that I have a place. I mean, it's easy for me to make psychological cheat sheets because it's a place for me to vent my vulnerability and my emotion as a man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I never been able to have like a platform, a sonic platform for that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm glad that August for 9, who's the producer of the entire project, is able to give me enough canvases to paint what I need to vent about and be free about it. You know what I'm saying? And actually heal.
There you go.
And actually heal from it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah.
And I was just about to bring up August for 9 too. It was a perfect segue. Hey, man, he killed the beats, bro. Like, it's so grown, man. And when I was vibing to it, I mean, it makes you want to grab the pen. That's like immediately when I was vibing to it, I was like,
yeah.
Then I heard Vic spit, and I was like, oh yeah. It's just tailor made, man. I think we talked last time how you do such a phenomenal job, like carefully selecting who you choose to work with, but B, just that beat selection, because Psychological Cheat Sheet 3 is so different from Psychological Cheat Sheet 2.
Right.
So talk about that transition going from Psychological Cheat Sheet 2 to Psychological Cheat Sheet 3. And
Now,
syncing up with August for 9 of how you kind of wanted to have him solo produce this third project.
Yeah, so for sure. So August for 9 produced all of the Psychological Cheat Sheets that's out right now. And August for 9 has this distinctive sound, you know what I'm saying? But he has so many distinctive sound and have so many sounds in his distinctive sounds. It's only right to play with them. Pause. It's only right to tap in with the, you know what I'm saying, with the sounds that he kind of put together. He's like he's super eclectic, you know what I'm saying? It make me, it kind of makes me want to tap in and not experiment, but tap into this other resource that I never did, which is like venting about my emotion or how I was raised and so forth and so on. And me and August for 9, just getting to know him, we kind of got the same background. So it's just like, it's easy for me to paint what I paint. And then it's easy for me to pick different beats for different series because of his sound. He got so many sounds that you can play with. Like the sounds on 3 is more like, it's kind of more dark. You know what I'm saying? But then I was picking beats for part 4. I wanted to go even darker. You know what I'm saying? And then now that I got all the beats for part 5, it's all slow BPM beat.
Okay.
But what's crazy too is the fact that, like you said, with the slower BPM, but it's still mellow though at the same time. It's dark but mellow.
The smoker swag. The smoker swag definitely.
It definitely got the smoker swag to it, but man, you can just talk. But you can talk on them beats though.
Facts.
Like, just talk to people on there. So
somebody just mentioned on Twitter, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm more that conversational rapper. You know what I'm saying? I really get that talk. I talk that talk, but at the same time, I literally have a conversation with him. I'll be that guy that's on the shoulder telling people, like, man, you made a wrong decision, man, through a rap and like raw speed. You know what I'm saying? I like that though. I like that I can. It ain't none of that in the game. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a whole lot of
Everybody trying to bar you down. Everybody rippity rapping. Everybody shooting. Which is, I mean, I'm listening to it, so I'm not, I'm a product of it. But at the same time, I'm also providing something very rare to the table, you know what I'm saying, in regards to hip hop culture. So I just take that and was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is actually my style. You know what I'm saying? The realistic rap. You know what I'm saying?
All day, all day. And we appreciate you for painting that summation on the process of what you went through to curate the psychological cheat sheet part 3. Along with that, can you share with us how this compares or contrasts to your other album, Impact?
Now, Impact is more like a hard body album. You know what I'm saying? Body bag. Uncanny, pure carnage. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely one of those, I'm going into the tunnel from in the 90s, man, and going to go brazy with the bars, man. It's
and
really
I love
like
that. I love
and it's like my boom bap album. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of drums on this album. Even I tried to finesse a couple of them, take a couple drums out, loop. I only did that just to add my Vic Spencer flavor, my little Salt Bay Vic.
Okay.
To the album. I think you know, as an artist, when you work with so many different producers, you want to implement your style just to
put
show
that flavor on there.
Yeah.
You in it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you want to make sure your listeners actually like tapped in, like, okay, I know Vic is involved with that. You know what I'm saying? I know Vic put his all in that, because you know he putting all of the weed stashes on there. He put
I saw that Cedric Sabalas on that joint.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Weed stash, yes sir. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? And so Impact is like, it's one of those, you know, out of all of the albums I dropped this year, 4 albums, this album is like the traditional boom bap album for Vic Spencer. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, dope too.
Yeah, I can.
That rusty silverware. That rusty silverware. That's why I got that red light on. That rusty silverware. That joint.
Red light on. That's a mean one right there.
That's that bitter beer face joint. Shout out to Fly Anakin on that joint too. That's that throwing rusty iron at people. Like, you got a rusty blade. You just throwing them all across the room.
Yeah, man.
That joint right there is serious. Who produced that joint too?
Stu Bangers produced the entire Impact album. You know what I'm saying? Stu Bangers worked with
shout out to Stu.
Apathy. He worked with Sean Price before he passed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stu is the man. I feel like, man, anybody that worked with Sean Price, I'm gonna work with him. So it's just
there you go.
Producers that worked with Sean Price, I'm gonna work with all of them.
Well, and this is the thing on the psychological cheat sheet 3. I'm an album cover dude. I see 3 of you on the cover. Everybody's doing different things. What's the mindset on that cover?
Okay, so that's a good question, man. I was going with the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Also, when you pay attention to the psychological cheat sheet series in its entire, the first album has just 1 picture of me. Second album has 2 of me. And now 3 has 3 of me. And that's not me. That's just something that the art director is taking heed to and adding his own salt. And that's why, you know, people are really involved with projects, because they come up with these wild ideas that really, really work. Having a team, having team players with you, think like you think, but in a different realm. I'm rapping thinking 5 years ahead, and here's a guy taking my taking my music, listening to my music, and then creating the artwork, coming up with ill concepts that can continue to make the psychological cheat sheet continue to be interesting and intriguing. That's a plus. You know what I'm saying? I remember going to this to the record store to buy many of these CDs behind me without hearing them. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I want to go back to that. I want to go back to making artwork where somebody see the artwork like, I ain't never heard of this guy, but this artwork made me want to play some questions.
We bought a whole lot of albums like that. Like looking at album covers.
A lot of albums, right? Like
I ain't never heard of that dude, but that album cover is serious. And then you end up popping it in, because some people just got that mindset, the creative mindset. You pop that album in, it's like, okay, I see what this cat was.
But the
doing.
other thing too, Vic, is you always, man, always playing 3D chess with the albums, like with the covers or with the artwork. Even if like you got a team working with you, it's always something dope. It's almost like every time you drop something, it's almost like a surprise. It's gumbo. I don't even know what you're gonna do on it because I know you got so many different flavors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then let's be clear with the Kyrie Irving situation and all the stuff we've been talking about with the Ye joint. To me, you're a rapper's rapper where everybody who wants to rap wants to be like you. We see how you move. Not only to me, like me and Jam are going to talk about the pen game that you do, but me and Bebo going to talk about the business that you do and how I love the fact that every time you drop something, it's with a different brand, it's with a different company, and everybody rocks with you. So even I saw when you dropped these announcements, Coal Miner was like, salute, yeah, man, get that paper. We excited for you. So talk about the business side of it, man, because a lot of people want to do what you're doing, which is 100% ownership, publishing, and all that. And you don't have to go through anything, just like Nas did with the Mass Appeal joint in the KD3. He out when he want to. You doing everything the rappers want to do. What was your mindset on doing that business-wise?
Man, you know what, man? It came from really wanting to work with one company, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I wanted Dope Media to release all my work, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they was the epitome. They was the epitome of the records of vinyl. You know what I'm saying? So when I realized that they was, you know, they had other artists that they were filling their schedules with, I was like, you know, I ain't even think about that. So I need to start building relationships with other people, just like how I do in my music. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to my whole entire catalog, I've worked with everybody. So I just
everybody
approach with the vinyl. I'm gonna work with all of the vinyl companies, build relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I do like 10 toes. I'm 10 toes in like 5 different things. There's nowhere in hell that I could be distributing vinyl myself. So I felt like as a brand, as an artist, as a business, I felt like it was important to build relationships with other vinyl companies that can distribute it for me because, you know, I'm already 10 toes and all. I'm making the music at a higher alarming rate now. So it's like, man, I'd rather focus on that. And you know what I'm saying, deal with people that as an expert in distributing vinyl and capitalize and be a team player and have team people. That's exactly how I'm around. You know what I'm saying? That's how I stay around because I'm building these relationships. I'm steering the energy. I'm coming with the concepts. I'm coming with everything ready. Like you just imagine like somebody that you thought was going to get the job, and then somebody else comes in after them and then press you even harder because they got everything all they ever wanted was an opportunity. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? I'm preparing myself. That's why I got all the unreleased albums and working in 2025 right now because
with the best producers.
With the best producers. It's gonna make my music. I ain't got to worry about if it's gonna be timeless or you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be old. I ain't got to worry about that. All I got to do is just build relationships with people, you know what I'm saying, and do it right, do it the real way, do it the OG way. And you know what I'm saying, and everything else will flourish. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
that's real spit.
Vic, you need a master class on how you doing business. A lot of rappers need to go call you and DM you now and write you a check on how to basically, hey, can you mentor me, bro? Real talk.
You know, it's funny you say that, Iceberg, because Vic, you have to be one of the hardest working artists in hip hop.
Oh, easily.
And the music scene, given, salute all day to you, Vic. Man, salute to Vic Spencer, man. Definitely one of, if not the hardest working that we personally know, given that you're the only one to release 3 albums in 2022. Ever since at least 4. Oh, well, 4. I'm on the 4. I'm on the 5th. There you go. I mean, well, with that said, that surpasses that surpasses 8 Ball when he did that 3 album Lost and E40 with the 6 block brochures.
I mean, the only other person I can think of that's done that is Currency.
Oh, and maybe Currency.
He only did 4 though.
Yeah, he did.
Right. But you're one of those top dudes that is just just releasing massive output of great quality on a consistent basis.
You dropping albums like singles,
Quality.
bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So with all that said, my question is, and this interconnects with the masterclass, so to speak, the Iceberg was talking about, but what advice or motivation do you have to artists that you like to have them or like to see them follow, when it comes to similar footsteps that you're making in the business side of things, but also in the creative side of things in releasing music?
The advice I would give somebody is to be prepared for an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? No matter whatever that looks like, be prepared. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's looking. You never know who's watching. Just go out there and put the work down. Just put your work in. You know what I'm saying? If you firing low, eventually you're gonna make some shots. You know what I'm saying? And if you low and you not firing, your opportunity is shot. You ain't making no effort to make the opportunity pop. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Do things for the love. Like every time I pick up a pen or listen to beat, I love it first. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about the dollar. I think about how much I love it, how much it helped me through everything that I grew up, everything I went through in life. You know what I'm saying? So I just like gravitate to that more than the dollar. So I just pay. I just feel like as long as I make music from loving it, it's always gonna be 4 albums a year because I really love it. I ain't pushing it out, and it's a whole bunch of fillers and stuff. A lot of my music is a lot of it. I want to say 99% of my music. Every time I pick up a pen and write, it's gonna come out or record it. It's gonna come. Like it's like I ain't making no waste music. I ain't doing no extra joints. All the joints that I make, it count, and that's why it's like I'm prepared for opportunity because I think that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just playing around. I'm gonna go crazy until opportunity comes. Somebody can hit me up right now. Vic, man, we want to do a 3-year album with you. I got them right now. So that means for the next 3 years, I could be chilling. All for the love of drug dealers. Yeah, chilling. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's my take on, you know what I'm saying, advancing or just like giving people advice on how to, you know, just be in tune with self. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there, put the work down. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Put in the work.
Anything else, you're gonna expect more than what you can, more than what you feel is that you work for. Like people get expectations and their whatever the word I'm thinking is, they think too high of the situation. Like it's outlandish. Some of these, that's the word. Some of these rappers' goals is so outlandish that they don't reach them and they get discouraged. And that's how you end up not doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 40, I'll be 42 next year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still feeling like I got the for real syndrome, man, in the rap game. Because I'm churning out music every chance I get because I love it. You know what I'm saying? And then it turns out to be opportunity because I love it. And people see that.
That's what we hear. That's what we hear through the headphones. That's what we hear through the speakers. And you said a key thing. That's a reason why some dudes don't have sustained success, because they chasing the wrong thing when it comes to hip hop. They don't love it. Because you can tell. I mean, when Marvin Gaye sung, we knew he loved it.
We knew.
It didn't matter what he was on. We knew he loved it. It's like when we hear you rap, we know you love that. For what, anybody who can pick them beats like that, we know you care about it. So man, we salute you though, my dog.
Salute.
The other thing, man, we know you got so much in the chamber too, man. Like,
there's
just so much going on, man.
War chest
with your catalog and your war chest, like we already know what it is. So, like I said, when we saw the 2 albums, we got to get you on the platform and we got to push it hard for you, man. Like I said, for people who never heard your style, and of course, these albums are new. what should they expect from Vic, man, on these albums and just in your catalog in general? So hopefully they come in with these 2 albums and they just listen to everything.
I would say expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? People are not, people are not, you know what I'm saying? I realize that people are not paying attention to beats and giving time to production. You know what I'm saying? That's
Man.
key. You know what I'm saying? I can be
Did we lose?
down. They're gonna go down. They're gonna go down the line if they hear Impact. If one person heard Impact, they're gonna be like, oh man, what else he got? And that's what I mean by being prepared, expect the unexpected. Because soon when they go search and see that I got a shitload of shit for me, I got a boatload of work. I'm like, oh, what did I got myself into? But it's like, yeah, now you know, because I could just give an example, just like with the, I don't know, man, with the Mick, it was a Vic Spencer versus Mick Jenkins thing at one point in my career. You know what I'm saying? And I seen how people was listening to Mick, listening to my music and saying stuff like, well, I feel like people trying to get me to hate on him, but dude, nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Mick is nice.
my music, and they're like, man, yeah, I see why dude came at dude. Dude really a heavy hitter. Dude really with it. And I had, you know, it's just like, yeah, I'm prepared for the war. I'm prepared for, you know, whatever come be an opposition. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like somebody could actually go down the rabbit hole with my music. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and no matter how you find it, but what I was saying with the Mick thing, it's like, yeah, man, I know some people right now. Yeah, Vic, man, I listened to your stuff, thought I was gonna get a laugh because what people were saying about you with the Mick, but then I listened to that shit only to find out that I love it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go.
Now I love it. I've been a fan ever since. So you could turn a leaf gold if it's on the ground, on the real.
There you go.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's like one of them old sayings.
Yeah.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I just say, man, you know, expect the unexpected. And you know, I'm gonna be funny, I'm gonna be witty, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be having some hard body flows in there, and I'm gonna let Sean Price live vicariously through me.
There you
know
go. Man.
So,
Hey, just real quick too, man. I told a rapper, I ain't gonna say his name, about you, and I sent him to your Bandcamp joint with had everything on there, and he started copying everything. He's just like, I gotta do everything Vic doing, like I gotta catch up. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't know a cat that has the catalog serious, but you can go to one place and get everything. You know what I'm saying? So again, we put that in the chat on the top, man. I suggest everybody watching, man, now live on the replay. Go check out the albums, man. Listen to them and go cop some merch, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we talk about when we talk about owning the music, making it, doing the thing, and selling the merch. This is what cats really want to do, but they don't really have the foresight to do it. So to me, I think that's why we salute you, Vic. It's not the music, but also just what you represent.
Yes.
And check out their first interview as well that we did with Vic, previewing the mudslide. So that's another heavy hit now.
Shout out Small Professor too, man. Shout out to him too, man.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. Shout out to Small Professor. Yeah. Hey, Vic, where can people go in order to purchase the albums that we just discussed of yours and merch and other accolades that you have to offer? Where can people find you at?
Everything Vic Spencer. I'm pretty sure I got the first 190 pages. If you
Vic algorithm, we got you. We got you.
And we got all of the albums that I dropped this year was through different vinyl companies. The first album, Still Here, was through Supersound, supersoundllc.com.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely can go there and buy the Still Here album that I got produced entirely by Dr. Mindbender. And then the Small Pro album Mudslide, you can find that with coalminerecords.com. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got the bundles, the skate wheels, everything over
All
there
that.
in regards to Mudslide. Psychological Cheat Sheet 3 is with toughconerecords.com. You know what I'm saying? UK vinyl company. You know what I'm saying? That's been rocking with me continuously. And as I continue to build a relationship with them people, good people over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's produced entirely by August Fanon. And the impact is at Goodfellas.biz. Goodfellas.biz.
Okay.
The impact produced entirely by Stu Bangers. You know what I'm saying? That just
Shout out to Stu.
Shout out to Stu.
Stu Bangers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got them scattered everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm planting the seed. I'm like, you know, putting the landmines everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, man.
It's everywhere.
Like I said, Vic, man, we appreciate you coming up tonight, man. We're gonna be pushing the music hard, man. Again, we just want to tell you thank you for coming up, man, tonight, man. And we're gonna be definitely hit you up, man. And just like we might have to do a listening situation on the albums too, man. But again, thank you for coming up tonight, man. And just explaining these projects, man, because to me, they deserve some attention, man. They deserve that light, man. And again, man, like I said, you just embody a rapper's rapper, in my opinion, man. Like I said, with the music, the business, and just how you move, man. You've always shown us love, man. So we always got to show it back
all day. And congratulations too, brother, for your release. Congratulations and salute to Vic Spencer, ladies and gentlemen. And you definitely got to come back soon, again and again and again.
Anytime y'all need me, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Hey, you the 5th or 6th member. I think we got Trick Tricking. It's Trick Tricking and you. That's what it is right there. You know what I mean?
And Joe Claire is like the 7th one.
And Joe Claire is 7th. There you
go. Featuring the shoes behind you and the lawn chair.
There you go. And the Supreme lawn chair, man. Who got the Supreme lawn chair, man? Get out of
here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We appreciate your presence, brother. Hey, you're fam to us, man. So it's nothing but love, and keep continuing to do awesome things with the music, the videos, everything it is that you're doing, man, for the people, by way of the brand Vic Spencer. Salute, brother.
Love, brothers.
Love. We'll see you here,
Vic,
man.
Hey, we'll check you out, man.
Yup, in a minute.
Peace.
Hey, man, if y'all don't understand that Vic is that dude, gotta let the AK off, man, for Vic.
Man, the AK off point, man.
We got the day ones in the building, Nightmares in the building, Pyre 600.
Power.
Mama Bear was good.
What's good, man?
Carmen. Going off.
Nightmare Power and Carmen. What's good?
Come on, man. What's good? Carmen's in the building too, man. AKing all day, man. Like I said, man, salute to Vic, man. Hold it down. We also got Skandalous coming up, man, too. He's gonna come in. But I want to talk to y'all, man, real quick while we waiting on Skandalous. I want to talk about, man, this Dave Chappelle situation, man.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all saw him on SNL last Saturday, but he killed it. Great monologue. He was honestly brilliant in my opinion. But now, of course, certain people, not all the cats in the Jewish community, but some were actually saying that, hey, he needs to be canceled. This was anti-Semitic. What was your thoughts on the actual monologue that he did last Saturday?
Man, it seems like it's hard for people to just hear the truth sometimes. You know, Dave Chappelle's never one to, even though they're jokes, but it still has an element of truth to it. So it's kind of like, man, people have the thinnest of thinnest skin right now. And Dave has no ill bone in his body. And you can tell that. You can tell it's genuine and just no ill. Now, some people are like nasty and mean, but this dude is really trying to entertain people, but also educate people all at the same time. Not only through the skits and through the monologues, but I think he genuinely cares, A, for this country, and B, people. And with him being from Ohio, he's seen the worst of the worst, and he talked about that in his monologue. But I didn't hear anything that he said that was A, wrong, but B, malicious. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because I didn't hear anything that was a cause for concern.
I don't even think it was so much about anything that was particularly said and generally offensive, what would generally be considered offensive with most anything. I think it's just more the fact that he tricked the people who was staffed at SNL with one version of a monologue in order to get to say this monologue that went live and is now recorded, which goes to show to me, and I think to a lot of people, the genius of the comedic genius level that we have in Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And it's really just about, he is unafraid to talk about whatever might be deemed as controversial or otherwise. And he is the tried and true version of what a real comedian is. And I think also with the topics that's been very controversial as of late, along with, things he said about 45 and so forth. He's just letting it be known, hey, I'm willing to bring my talking points to mainstream, even if I got a slider through the back door. Pause. Yep. And that's what's dope about Dave Chappelle is, hey, look, one way or another, I'm going to talk my talk, like it or not. Welcome back to the world of comedy, so to speak.
Well, I think, like you said, B-Ball, I think the biggest thing was he went out there and said one thing and then flipped it. And then also, I think some of the writers from SNL were already trying to boycott before he even got there.
Yeah,
so it was already an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then they always
from the whole Netflix situation too.
Yeah.
I think it was a little Skittle situation, but they always bring him in after the elections or the primaries. Yeah, the midterms.
The midterm.
So he's always going to do something political. He's going to do something that's going to be off the cuff, but he always brings it back to something where it gets to the human fabric of just being, hey man, we're all on the same thing. We're all dealing with the same issues. So let's come and sit at the table. I think even Seinfeld said, hey man, what Dave was talking about, it just deserves a conversation where we both sit down at the table. It's not anti-Semitic, right?
And it's not disrespectful. Right. It's just
facts.
It's just talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had some lines in there too, which was obviously funny.
And he was just asking questions. He wasn't saying like, oh, well, this culture does this culture does. He just asked questions.
Right.
That's all he was doing.
Right.
In a comedic way.
He's a tried and true comedian. But we're just in such this sensitive era in today's society that what used to be considered, good comedy that's nothing wrong to talk about in a general sense, is now considered extremely offensive. I know this situation, again, this controversy is a bit different because just merely mentioning it, can get you in hot water within the mainstream. But again, 100. Shout out to Dave, man. Shout out to Dave for really just always continuing to push the needle. He has some great, some pretty great skits as well with the House of the Dragon, that barbershop one.
That House of the Dragon was hilarious.
It was good to see the original characters from the Dave Chappelle show.
And seeing old Bigums out there, that time.
Yep. And the heaven one, the black heaven one. Yeah. Making that,
like I said, man, hopefully we see some more Dave Chappelle, man. Hopefully we
I think
kind of see some more of him. I think he was brilliant on how he explained everything, even from Kanye's point of view. Even if he didn't agree with him, he was just showing what was going on with it. So I think that was a dope thing. And I hope we see more from him on a Netflix joint or something even quick, not even just a whole hour, but something like that. But what's your final thoughts on this Chappelle situation?
I mean, like you just said, I echo everything you said. Hopefully we'll see him again doing some type of Netflix special or any type of comedy special. Hopefully we see him doing that. Would love to see another block party. Because shout out to a Black Star too, man. Who killed it.
Yeah,
who
man.
killed it on SNL. It was great to see the Mighty Most on stage and to live. So I'm hoping, man, that we can see him do like another block party too, man, and kind of bring hip hop together too at the same time as what I'm saying, letting the people hear what they really need to hear and entertain them. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't always have to be that serious conversation. We can have a good conversation, but also laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? To laugh at our own pain and kind of understand, you know, how we can make the world a better place. So that's what I'm hoping, man, that Dave brings to the table.
Exactly.
Any final words on that, Bebo?
I think J Camp did it so eloquently that there's not too much more that I can add. We got some classic Chappelle, you know, just that we have been yearning for, but don't get as often unless you can make it to one of his shows or a tour or something like that. So it's great. It was great to see him on screen, you know, by way of SNL. It was great to see him just back with the, you know, some of the original cats. Just, you know, reinstituting some of the original characters, just giving some great lines, you know, such as Ye got in so much trouble, he got Kyrie in trouble, you know, just saying lines like that. The ones where he said if they're black, then it's a gang, if they're Italian, it's a mob, but if they're you know who ... So you know, classic comedian. Like Nightmare just said, you know, he's the current GOAT, you know, in that genre of,
Absolutely.
you know, making people laugh, and we need more Chappelle.
Yeah. Shout out to Chappelle, man. And like I said, salute to SNL, man, for letting them on. And of course, they're going to play it like, oh, we didn't mean to do it, but, you know, salute to him. But this is the thing, man. Tonight, hold up, man. Where's the joint? Man, we got the heavy here in the building, man. DJ Skandalous in the building.
What's good? What's
going down?
What up?
Scandalous, DJ Skandalous.
Now Slim said everybody was waiting on me, but he forgot to send me the link.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's how we do, man. You know, you blaming on somebody else, man. Oh,
man, from trolling you on your page to now skipping you on the link, boy. That iceberg.
Right.
He's like, you good?
Skandalous, what's going down with you, man? I see you in the Subaru red, man, with J Camp. Y'all must have been matching up tonight.
Yeah, we're color coordinated tonight.
Yeah. Dang, I guess me and Iceberg missed that memo.
Yeah, we missed the memo. Now, this is the thing, man. Everybody knows DJ Skandalous is a huge Tupac fan, right?
Don't get it twisted. Old school fan.
Old school, right? Yeah. Now, we had a major, like 7.5 Richter scale album drop last week with KD3 with Nas. I had to bring you on here, man, to talk about, because you see things more than everybody else. Let's be clear. DJ Skandalous is all over the place. What was your thoughts on the album, the rollout, and just the reaction on a cultural level, man, on a hip-hop grand scale of things? Because you see it from everybody and also worldwide. Your platform is not just America, man. You have Africa, you got Europe, man. A lot of cats, man. You're getting the temperature of everything. What was your perspective on this album dropping? Because it was so serious over here, but what were you seeing last week when it dropped?
It was a great album. Like, I see everybody supporting it, all the old school fans. You know, he has been releasing nothing but hits lately, so it's great that this album's still on par with KD2 and Magic as well. So all I'm seeing is just fans being supportive of it, unless you're 21 Savage, and we could talk about that too.
21.
Yeah. So with that, what stood out to you about the album KD3? What songs stood out? Were there any lines that caught your attention? I mean, what really stood out, and maybe the opposite, if anything?
Well, actually, I took some notes, but what stood out is hardly no features on the album, except for like singers and samples, which is great. And it just shows that he don't need a whole bunch of other rap stars or modern rappers to really get this album as a classic or as highly reviewed as what it is. So I thought that was really awesome. But the only problem I had with Magic was, I see everybody always rank Magic 1 or 2. I rank it last, and I'll tell you why I rank it last, because I feel like Magic was 9 tracks, right? That's an appetizer to me, right? And for me, like 12 tracks is like the bare minimum. Like the Machiavelli album was 12 tracks, and even that was kind of low. I'm used to albums being 14 to 15 tracks, and he didn't have hardly no features on that album besides ASAP, which was a great track, and he had no really chorus support on KD 2 and 3, he has a lot of that. He has a lot of heavy samples. He has a lot of chorus support. He has, great samples. So I feel like that's why I ranked that last, because these albums are so close together. Like it's not like comparing Stillmatic to like Illmatic, right? There's a big gap there.
Yeah.
This is like comparing Ready to Die to like Life After Death. It's that close. And like it doesn't matter which one you like. Your opinion can't be wrong because they're both classic albums, and that's the way it is for all 40s. And that's because the producer has been the same for the whole entire series. And you could really take a track from like KD1 and put it on a playlist with KD3 tracks, and it sounds cohesive. And you don't really get that with many artists.
Right.
So that's what I really like about this album. It stays true to what he was doing. So many rappers like Kanye, we've seen it early on in his career. He'll do one thing and then he pops off and does another thing. Right. But they found what worked and they kept on with that.
Absolutely, man.
Great point.
Well, but this thing, Skandalous, you said real quick, J. Kim, you said it was a classic. Do you think it's a classic, Skandalous?
I think it can be in time. Yeah.
Okay.
There's not one track I skip on there. Like all the tracks are great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad you said that too, because it doesn't have to be a classic when you first hear it. I think we should let our ears get trained to the sound, to the music, to the artists, to all that before we just designate classic status off top. Now, I will say, to your point, when you said Magic you felt was last due to the amount of tracks.
But lyrics and flow and everything was great on that album.
I feel like the direction that hip hop is going in, though, are the shorter 8 to 9 track albums, which I personally prefer anyway myself, because I feel like it gives you enough to be super creative. I think the shorter your project is, the more creative you can be. I feel like even like I use like Lil Wayne as an example. Love Wayne, great artist, one of the best ever. But when he be putting out 22 to 24 track albums,
he doing them Chris Brown albums.
You guys in filler,
7 to 8 of them just be sounding the same, and you end up with like bad features because you're trying to fill the album out. It's like, I feel like, man, you hit us with 9, 8, 12 tracks. To me, that's perfect. That gives the artist enough creativity to where every single one could be a banger, no skips. Once you get about 12, I feel like you're gonna have some skips.
Well, I think that's the beauty, though, of both perspectives between DJ Skandalous and J Camp.
I'm not disagreeing with Skandalous.
No, right. No, I'm not saying that either. It's just great to hear both perspectives, because both approaches can really generate phenomenal bodies of work if you approach it right. And again, there things can be led up to interpretation or perception or whatnot, but true, Wayne worked too fast. That's why agree. But man, oh god, yeah, that KD3 album is phenomenal. What else stands out to you about it?
Well, I mean, I can go over some tracks if you want.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So for Ghetto Reporter, it's a great intro, great sample. It's fast paced. He says culture be shifting, so you got to be with it, which is true. You just can't be stuck in the past with your overall sound and production. Right. I love the line where he says first project rapper to go triple platinum, which is true. That was a great line.
Yeah.
And then I love the line where he says that they argue about KD1, KD2, and Magic, but this one goes harder than all of them, which you can make the case for that.
Yeah.
And I love the outro. He says can't get out of hip hop, which is pretty much his sentiment. He's been doing this for so long and he can't give up the mic, which is his personal love.
Man,
so
loves it.
It's funny you say that, because one can argue that Nas is really just getting started with the fuel that he has lit within him. So
salute to Darren for that too.
Yeah, shout out to Darren Harrison.
It's been a great year for hip hop, man. It's been a great year for hip hop.
Yes, it is.
The other thing that's Skandalous too is you're a hip hop historian and journalist. I think Miss LB, shout out to Miss LB in the building. She asked this question. She stated this last show. Is this the best 4-album run? Or even let's name it 4. Is this the best 3 series of rapper ever? Album like series?
Well, to her point, to her point, she said that this is the first one with all the same producer, which is very much true. So I think you got to give it to Nas for that. Like you can't just break this down on a classic being album sales, because we know how inflated album sales are now with conversions and bullshit. And everyone having a Spotify subscription and shit. It's not the same as buying an album for $12 anymore. So you just got to really go off of how well the album is, how it's received. I wouldn't say even received by critics, because how critics are.
They're paid off too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Facts.
All day. All day. So what else do you have? I'm not even gonna tell you to stop on that one.
Pablo, what's up, Pablo? Nas a goat, man. All day. What's up, Pablo?
But where does he go from here? Does he keep doing albums with Hit Boy? I know he talked about a Premiere album. Does he risk doing something with Premiere and not being as good? I don't know.
Man, but that's true.
I'm rolling the dice with Hit Boy, man. I'm doing 2 more with him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to me, the blueprint the blueprint is working for him. You know what I'm saying? Stick with it. I mean, I wouldn't be mad to hear a Primo album though, at all. Yeah.
What else do you have?
I think sonically though, my ear is adjusted to Hit Boy production now. So if I do hear him switch over to Primo, not that I would hate it, but I would have to like almost cater my ear to it.
I think Hit Boy can do stuff that Primo can't do. Like on that Michael and Quincy, when he switched it up from a boom bap beat to a Nipsey beat, and then went back to some drill, like it's just all, man. Like the way he switches the beats up are crazy.
Yeah,
and I don't think any old boom bap SP 1200 cat can do that, man. What he's doing, it's amazing what he's doing with the production.
It's facts. I mean, now Primo would have them dope hooks though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's gonna have the dope hooks, though.
I mean, phenomenal.
Like doing like Primo when it comes to the
hooks. What other track stood out to you? Because I know you have a few.
So moving on to the song "Legit." I love the intro where he references Brave Hearts. It takes me back to the Godson album, which is one of my favorite. Well, probably my 3rd or 4th favorite Nas album, depending on this whole series. I love the line where he says, never go against the family. That's something you don't do.
Yeah.
Don't get Eddie King trying to swing your way back into the group, sing your way back in the group, which is a great, it's a great message.
Oh yeah.
And I love the beat that, switch after verse 1 sounds like a totally different song after verse 1. Has a great piano swiping of the piano, which you don't really hear on many hip-hop songs anymore. And it's basically just an inspiring hood story, So I really like that.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like calls back to like living in the projects. He said that, I ain't forget about the roaches and the mice.
Yeah, he did say that at the end. You're right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All day.
So then we could talk about the little Jay-Z reference, right?
No, hold on. Hold on. Before we go into the Jay-Z joint, in your opinion, Skandalous, was Jay trolling with the picture?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, why do it at this time when his album's dropping?
So I would even ask you this, and you guys too, Bebo and Jay Camp. Do you think there's still some animosity here now? Do you think they just pound it up because they got to pound it up? But do you really think, man, deep down they still throwing lyrical jabs here and there?
I think deep down they are, but I also want to say that's old school hip hop too, man. They come from that era where it was a sport. The competition was more than anything. I mean, how many times have we heard all of them say who's the best? Jay-Z, Big, and Nas. Like a lot of cats be saying that. So it's like they want to prove that they belong and that elite. Mount Rushmore over there. I can't see. That thing still lives, man.
He smashed his baby mama. They ain't never over with.
Facts.
They ain't never over with.
Facts.
Well, apparently the original Ether was a lot harder, but then he had to remove some lines because the label wouldn't put it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's how that was just, he must have been going so fierce, so unbelievably fierce on there. They was like, nah. Nah.
Well, what was your thoughts on that, Bebo, though? Real talk. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, as I stated before in so many words, yeah, it definitely appears to be a troll situation, to say the least. I mean, and the reason why I say that is because all of the news that's come out as of late well, I won't say all, but most of the news that's related to Jay-Z has been kind of business related. Talk about the Jay-Z paid Grammy trophy. Ooh, we got a Kofi situation.
Pablo went for the neck.
Come on, Pablo went for Kofi.
He went for the neck.
On there.
Kofi tonight.
No, but outside the last time I remember anything Jay-Z news related, music news related was that 69 bar verse that he did on DJ.
When the guy did,
which was
overhyped.
Overhyped, extremely hyped. But everything else was, hey, this company's getting sued, or this is, it's always been kind of business venture for the most part. So for this picture to be just randomly posted, even Nas addressed it on the Trevor Noah show.
And he had croissants by it too. It wasn't even just I'm standing by the joint. He put croissants on the joint. Come on.
Right. I mean,
if
somebody gives you 69 bars just to rock, and you supposed to be that dude. I mean, I'm not saying
whatever.
I'm not saying that the verse was bad, but it wasn't like if somebody hands you 69 bars on a silver platter, most people who just want that, who's hungry, they're gonna go bananas for six. I mean, you give me 69 bars where I can just bar out.
Can you remember anything that stood out on that verse? I don't even remember that verse. I don't even remember it. I can tell you a lot of bars just from Friday's drop of KD3 over that 69 bar whatever. And like I said, no disrespect to Jay-Z at all.
Right. No disrespect to Jay-Z.
Right.
But you had 3 songs worth of bars in one verse.
Yeah, and 69 and 79 bars.
And nothing really stood out for me, like Iceberg said.
All right.
That's the problem.
Your take, Skandalous?
Yeah.
If that song's on a Jay-Z album, I skip it. It doesn't really. It's filler to me.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. Well,
I don't think the beat really goes with him that well, or maybe I'm just stuck to his old school style.
Okay.
No, I mean it's facts, and that could probably have something to do with it too. But
Jay does have a lazy flow, usually on most songs though.
I mean, outside of like your Twisters of the world who would just go bananas on any beat, some artists, man, they just can't raise their level up even when the beat is just mediocre.
Right.
Some artists can't do that. I'm not making an excuse for Jay-Z. I mean, there's no excuse for Jay-Z, somebody of his stature, getting 69 bars and not going ham.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't have to make a point anymore. He's Jay-Z, right? He's not hungry like these young cats are.
Jay can say, hey, man, I'm not worried about music. I'm over here trying to cop an NFL team. I'm working with Jeff Bezos. I'm not worried about the streets anymore.
But he can say that, Iceberg. But if you going to rap, historically, you supposed to, when you grab that mic, pause, you supposed to be at your best. I mean, that's what it's been historically. Why dribble a ball if you just gonna be out there to be Ben Simmons?
Correct.
There's no point. Get off the court.
I think just on an overall basis too, even
get out the booth, bro.
In and out of rap. I think we're talking about somebody with a competitive spirit. Jay-Z, in anything that he attempts to excel in or does excel in, he's very competitive. And we get that with some semblance, I think. When he says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Yeah.
And to me, and that's no excuse, because we heard Big Daddy Kane come with some heat on that Busta Rhymes joint.
That slap.
Yeah, man. That
slap. Big Daddy Kane didn't fall back. Because I'm old. I'm just going to be mediocre on here.
Devon was good in the building, man. Day one club in the building. What's up, Devon?
Absolutely. So it's no excuse for Jay-Z not to come hard, man. I'm sorry.
Scandalous, and like I said, man, and this thing we called this. I think we called it with Scandalous. We knew Jay was gonna do some trolling this week or last week.
You're right. I think you're right, Iceberg.
So it's not even just like oh man, you guys are always trying to put Jay in the conversation with Nas. Not Jay-Z's doing it himself.
Indeed.
And then also Nas even said it on Trevor Noah, which is like, come on. And he said, salute to him, what I'm saying, that he had his Grammys or whatnot. But I got the streets. I got the power. I dropped it on my own label. I got my my producer. We're doing stuff together. He's done 4 albums in 2 years. Remember when Jay-Z said, oh, that's one hot album in 10 years. I can divide, what I'm saying? So this is a question I got to ask you guys before we kind of go back into the album. Is Nas the GOAT?
Skandalous, guest of honor goes first.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about live or all time? Because you know where I stand.
Well, and this is the thing. I know we didn't get a lot from those guys in the 90s because they passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But for what we have laid out on the table, you know what I'm saying? With this run, with this iconic run, in my opinion, is he the GOAT?
It can go either way because it's hard comparing a 5 or 6 year career to a 30-year career, especially 2 albums by Biggie and 15 albums by Nas. You don't really have, Biggie in his prime yet. He was only 24. Tupac was only 25. You don't know where he was going to go, how he's going to evolve as an artist. And you can even tell by All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli, his sound was still changing. So I think it's kind of, and I'm not going to say that we put Tupac on a pedestal because he died, because he was already selling, 5 million copies when he was alive.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of harder now because we can't really judge all these albums after he passed, because a lot of them were trash remixes, if you want to be honest. But based on all the rappers that are alive, this is the greatest run for any rapper that's over 40, right? And have multiple classics this late in his career is unheard of. So I think you got to give him his props for that. I think the only other rapper that's trying to do it is Eminem, and I know where you guys stand on that. So yeah, I definitely will put him probably 2 or 3 for me, and that's my own bias because I grew up with Tupac's music and I love Tupac's music.
Well, how about so let's clarify. Let's clarify real quick then. Not including the bigs, not including the Pacs, not including Big L's, not including those.
Then he's number 1. Then yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that. Okay.
Number 1.
All right. Go ahead, J Camp. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say it's not disrespectful at all to say top 3. I mean, top 3. You talking all time? Yeah. That's great, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the field is heavy, and like I said, I hate to do it every time Nas comes out with an album. It's like, let's celebrate Nas. Just like when Jay comes out, let's celebrate Jay. Nas lets him have his flowers when he drops. He doesn't do anything, but again, that conversation comes up because he's always doing something a little devilish, you know what I'm saying, to kind of put himself in the conversation. But going back to the album, what was next standing out to you when you just put it in the deck? You're hearing the Michael, you heard the Thun. What was your thoughts on those records coming into it, those 3 through 5 or 6 or so?
Well, if we're going to go on the Jay-Z track, he also made some references to the new generation. He says the future of next generation ain't established yet, which I think he's talking about rap, maybe, because we don't have a young king of New York anymore, right? I think you could argue Pop Smoke was going to be that.
Shout at my guy Kenny, too. Go ahead.
So I really like that line that, we're relying on the old school rappers still being as, the icons.
Do you think that's why? Do you think that's why 21 said what he said?
I think it's because he said what he said, because his album drop is taken away from the Her Loss album. More people talk about K83 now. Give me the Koofy.
The other crazy thing is Drake and 21 needed fake promo.
Fake promo for the Vogue cover.
Nas didn't have it, and Devon said this. Devon said it. What 49-year-old still has the streets buzzing? He didn't need a fake promo run.
And even Nas said that on the album. All his following is real. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm and all that. But yeah, go ahead.
And let's be real. If 21 wasn't doing with this album with Drake, nobody would be talking about him.
Facts. Nah, I mean 100%.
Oh, so does that make?
He's riding the coattails.
So Skandalous. It sounds like you're saying that without this album that 21 did with Drake, it sounds like you're saying that he might be sounding or placed as irrelevant in the status of what was that, brother?
Irrelevant. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. You say that
and
for obvious reasons.
And you can be irrelevant and still come out with music. You can.
You can.
And you can also be relevant to a different generation, right?
Facts.
So he's relevant to our generation.
Facts.
And you know,
he's making better music. Let's be clear.
Facts.
He's making better. Like,
And
if you listen to it sonically, don't get me wrong. The Drake in 21 does have his moments. It's City Boys.
It has his moments.
But to me, this is, grown man music. Let's be clear.
Yep.
I mean, the bars are sharp as needles.
Yeah.
I know real rappers, man. Ghost, Raekwon, those caliber of dudes, they had to sit back on that KD3. The bars are just amazing, and then the way he puts the dude had a song about beef.
We ain't heard nothing like that since I Gave You Power. Or
the problem. No, I'm gonna say I Gave You Power.
No, I Gave You Power. The oh gosh, why did it just slip my mind? The one where he talked about himself as a gun.
But I think too, though.
Yeah, I Gave You Power.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I Gave You Power.
Yep.
But even when you hear KD3, it kind of makes you appreciate like the Hip Hop Is Dead type albums too. At least that's what it did for me. Because I mean, Hip Hop Is Dead wasn't a bad album, but I feel it more today because of KD3. Because Hip Hop Is Dead now has more meaning to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So by Nas being who he is, I went back and I checked the other catalog.
I did too.
That's the power that he has. Because I'm like, well, maybe I missed something and I wasn't getting back then. And Hip Hop Is Dead has way more meaning to me. I
agree.
Yeah, what do y'all think about what Devon's saying? Devon is saying Nas has the most diverse content, creative ideas, conscious bars. He rings with intellectuals. You can read his lyrics because he's philosophically a poet.
I think that probably now more so than ever, he does have the most content as a modern day hip hop artist, and that's what, we talked about this, I think the last show, 1 or 2 shows ago.
Salute, Public Enemy.
Yeah, Public Enemy #1.
Bird Gang.
Bird Gang.
You know what I'm saying? The Bird Gang was good.
Yeah. But I think that in addition to him already being from that mold of the essence, from the 90s and 80s and 90s and such, he crosses those generational lines into today's artists, to where he's working with the ASAP Ferg, 5 Yo Foreign, Blast on these recent projects.
ASAP Ferg, Rocky.
ASAP Rocky as well. Yeah. And whoever else I might be leaving out.
How many is doing that? Like, it's really only 2 guys from that era who's doing it. That's Nas and Busta. That's it.
Yeah,
they the only ones. I'm not putting Busta on Nas's level right now. I'm just saying they're the only 2 who's crossing gens right now.
As of late.
Yeah. As of late.
And let's go back into the album though, man. What was your thoughts, man, going into the meat of the album? Pause.
So we're going to Michael and Quincy. I love the little echo effect. I love the old school vibe, the late 90s vibe in the opening. I love the beat switching back and forth. And, he has a line in there, America is a baby teething, shitting on himself, crying for his next feeding, which you can, say something political and going on right now with everything,
Yeah.
I love also the line where he says gang members ain't got nothing on these congressmen, which, say, as a mafia in itself, right? So
great mention there, Scandalous. Great mention, DJ Scandalous. Yeah.
And then it also switches beats at the end, which I also love that beat. I love the little Quincy trumpet when he mentions Quincy Jones, so that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Scandalous, about some people on social media? To me, they dummies, but I'm gonna just ask you about saying the production was trash. I seen there was even it was trending. It was a trending topic on Twitter for a little bit, talking about the production on this album was trash. Like, what is your response to that? Because that was a movement there for like a day or 2.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, whether you like an artist or not, it comes down to personal preference. You may like a gritty beat, you may like a more R&B style beat. That's up to you. But if you're basing this on Twitter, we know all these kids are on there and they like the new school thing. And I'll say this has a lot of old school samples in it, so that they may not like that. So I don't see nothing with that. They can have their own opinion. It doesn't change my opinion on the overall album.
Absolutely. But if these are people that we know that are kids, we know they're not listening to the album. So to me, to have their perspective is ludicrous.
Mm-hmm.
So you just think they're running with a narrative that somebody threw out there.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's hot take.
It's kind of what Twitter is. They see something, they just tweet about it. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, hot takes. Yeah, how to get your take on that though.
Going after that Quincy joint, what was your thoughts on, like I said, those tracks that kind of right after that?
Well, Hood to Hood, I like the Hood to Hood track. You know, it's very smooth type track. Great hook with nice sound effects. You know, he said, I like OJ with the memorabilia, had to steal it back.
Yeah, had to steal my stuff
line.
Yeah.
You know, and he said King's Disease still popping these young things, which is, you could say he's going at these young cat rappers, you know, so.
That's one way to put it, Skandalous. That's one way to put it.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, he's trying to get the Koofy back. Okay, I see you, man.
That's how I took it. I took it just like that.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, man. Hold on. What was your thoughts on the Pete Rock line?
Oh.
Well, I mean, Nas doesn't really own that publishing for that, right? It's MC Search.
Yeah, right. I think Iceberg's talking about the in that same joint called the 30 joint.
30 joint.
Yeah, he had mentioned the Pete Rock situation regarding the lawsuit of The World Is Yours.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So if Nas is not the really owner of that, why is he going at Nas? He should be going at the people that actually own those rights, or whoever's administering those rights. It's not Nas saying, "Oh, we should not pay this guy."
Well, that's a good point. That's a good question, actually, because
the Koofy need to be handed back.
Yeah, I think so, because
you know, there's all these publishing companies that dictate where the royalties go. It's not Nas.
Right.
But
well,
do you think
I think that Pete Rock situation is a little bit heavier because we heard what Pete did.
Allegedly.
So there might be something. They dapped each other up when they were on stage one time with Primo, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's his way of trying to get Nas to have a conversation.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, it's Koofy, but
allegedly. Yeah.
But
we definitely again want to wish the best for both brothers. And
hopefully,
hopefully things can get worked out, you know, in that regard. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But go ahead, Skandalous.
We are Pete Rock fans, so we
shout out to Pete.
Yeah.
But last I heard, they worked it out because that's how you got those tracks on Lost Tapes too. But this happened again. Yeah.
Okay. Well, still hoping that this situation can smooth out.
The other one.
Yeah.
Going into the album a little bit more, man. What were your thoughts, man? Going into a little bit more on it.
Well, we have the track Serious Interlude, which I don't take it as an interlude. I think you guys mentioned that. It's just a regular song to me, you know, and there's nothing serious about it. It's just a song for the ladies. It's the smoothest track on the album. I love the chorus. I love how the chorus blends with his hook, you know. So that's probably one of my favorites on there.
Okay. So we got a favorite joint. Okay.
And that's because I'm you know, I came up with Warren G, Nate Dogg. I came up with All Eyes on Me having heavy choruses, and that's what I prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What else is so
the next track is I'm on Fire. Great track, you know.
I like that joint.
It reminds me of like an Amy Winehouse collab with Nas, kind of.
Rest in peace to Amy Winehouse, man, because they both worked well together.
Yeah, which is you wouldn't have thought that initially.
Yeah,
when I seen her on that album, was she on the Life is Good album? Is that the one she
was on? That the Cherry Wine.
The Cherry Wine. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that song would have been a great joint, but it was. Shout out, you know, R.I.P.
Right.
But I would say if I could find anything wrong with the song, it's too short. I think it's under 3 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
That's the only thing. Yeah.
That's more the interlude than the serious one, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. But go ahead, DJ Skandalous. You got it, man.
So that's about it. If you guys want to talk about any other tracks, go ahead.
Okay.
One of my favorites was the Get Light. The first time was crazy. That was one of my favorites because I've never heard an artist talk about the first time they heard other artists, and I thought that was just genius. What was your thoughts on that first time?
That's the same. I like the nostalgic factor that, how going back, and thinking that when you first heard somebody, I think there was, is that the song where he says the first time you heard Nas and you're bugging?
Yeah.
I kind of like that line.
But he got props to Pac. He gave props to Big. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's kind of hard to
paying homage. Yeah,
paying homage, and also we always put Nas with Jay, but people forget like he was in the middle of that Pac situation too until they cleared it up when he was over in
Two poets though. That's what's crazy. Two poets, man.
The difference is Jay-Z came out before everybody, right? In '86, and not a lot of people know that. Nas was
Hawaiian Sophie.
Nas was dropping classic when Tupac and Biggie were out. Jay-Z, it was after.
Facts. He didn't get on until he started taking people's lyrics.
Facts. I mean, for me, it was that "Don't Shoot" though. Every time I hear "Don't Shoot," I hear new stuff on that, man. I thought "Don't Shoot" was one of the toughest joints on there. I mean, Thun is probably Thun is the one that I throw my headies on. I'm really just like, because
now, do you think Thun should get a music video or what?
Yes,
definitely.
You got to get all the Queens dudes out.
I want to see Cormega in there. I want to see Nori. I want to see
G-Rap.
Even LL.
It'd be big for Queens.
LL, yeah.
It'd be big for Queens.
50?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get 50 and Ja Rule in the same video, but
maybe
you just shoot them separately and then
yeah.
I think it'd be big for Queens though, man. That
would be huge.
We talked about visuals and what songs need visuals because let's be clear. This dude dropped the album with no music videos, no singles on the radio. Now, Skandalous, like both sides of the game, the media side of it. Why are they not playing this on the radio?
Well, we know why.
9-7 not going crazy for Nas right now because they're where hip hop lives.
Because they're catering to the younger generation. Because
facts. 21.
The sales and all that.
21.
Kathy and Dolly was right. Shout out to Kathy, our lady over there. You know what I'm saying? In New Jersey all day.
But that's why we need something like My Rap Verse and, fresh out hip hop that can promote these old school artists. That's why we're here.
That's what we doing.
Shameless plug,
man.
That's what we doing.
It's at the top, man. MyRapVerse.com. You know where to go to for all things hip hop, man. Not Hot 97 over here with us. But again, to me, I think it's also Nas is not plugged into the matrix. Like you said on Trevor Noah, I dropped this on my own record label. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Company. I'm doing my own documentaries. He just did one on Supreme Team. So
it's still making noise.
Do you think it's still like, since he's not in business with most of the typical players, that most people say, oh, I'm either rocking with Jay because Jay's connected to everything, Rock Nation, all that stuff, Live Nation, all that stuff. And if I did something with Nas, it wouldn't be as big or it wouldn't go as far because Nas doesn't have the connects with NFL and those kind of things. But he's not in a lawsuit with Bacardi. He has a deal with Hennessy. He has his own cigars he can drop when he wants to. He's doing his own documentaries. He was one of the major investors in the Ring. Let's be clear.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, so is he doing it the right way? And do you think Jay's been a little bit more too corporate?
Well, let's be honest. Nas already talked about this. There's an interview going way back around the Ether time where he talked about they weren't playing his songs on the radio and they were playing Jay-Z songs. And
I believe it.
Yeah. And they felt like that was more like them being more corporate back then. So this has been going on all the time. Now, what is it, Jay-Z paying people off? I don't know. But it's the same with Angie Martinez. She has a whole Tupac interview that's like 3 hours long, right? And she's been posting clips of it for years. But yet people are still asking for the full video, and she never releases the full video. And that's because a lot of people seem to think Jay-Z and Diddy stopped that. It's a bunch of corporate drama. But shout out to Nas. We all know about
his the Skandalous with the Koofy on.
I had my hand on the button.
Shout out to Jay. We all know. He had a rough patch around Life is Good with the IRS and everything else. He bounced back. I remember he sold his house back then, and now he has a mansion, which we could talk about that too, because something else just happened with his mansion. But for him to be like this, and and be worth what he is phenomenal. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset, because he bounced back. He was able to do it on his own. He got his own record label. He don't have someone out their hand out to feed him. He can do whatever he wants, put out whatever he wants, talk about whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, hip hop was trying to cancel him at one
according
point.
to hip hop, man, like you gotta check them out too.
Absolutely,
shout out to Mike D and Coop all day.
Shout out to you brothers.
Yeah.
According to hip
they
hop,
the real ones, man.
Shout out to y'all.
The other thing too, do you think that was something funny style? You know, the whole house thing. We never heard. People didn't even know. You know, Nas even had a situation out there. Do you think that's something weird with the timing too?
Before you answer that, like, clarify for those who might not know what the situation might be.
Well, of course, if you go to TMZ, the week that he actually dropped his album, the weekend he dropped his album, his house, Nas's house was ransacked, and a couple, 2 bag full of memorabilia, money, X, Y, and Z was taken out of his house. So we know normally if it's a mansion like that in LA, it's typically an inside job, and they know you're out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So again, do you guys think this is coincidence?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody knew his album was dropping, right? And he was online. A lot of social media was talking about, the album release party, and that's where he was at when it happened. So they knew that he was going to be in New York and not in California. But the problem is how would they know that nobody else was in the house? Any security or cameras like that? Like, I think they talk about the Ring cam capturing them, and that was about it. Like, why wasn't there nobody there? Is what I'm wondering.
I mean, this is yet another goofy situation.
It is probably inside job. Somebody, I go.
You never know, but
Devon saying Jay leveraged Def Jam with Kanye and Rihanna. Yeah, I mean, like Jay-Z got his masters from giving Kanye that lifetime contract, and the Rihanna against the industry and their marketing dollars. So yeah. Remember, he took all the marketing money, so LL couldn't even really drop an album like that when he was president. So,
and now Jay-Z's always been his masters.
Yeah. Say that again, bro.
He still found a way to squeeze some albums out.
So say that again, Skandalous.
I said he got his masters, but he won't help Kanye get his.
Well, this goes to show. Do you feel, Scandalous, and you brothers can answer this too, Iceberg? Darren Harris, this was between Nas and Business J is not Business J. Is Nas doesn't care about being friends with Chris and Gwen. Ooh, Chris and Gwen. All right. Yeah. Power 600.
Damn, well, hold on. We got to give you the coof. Hold up.
Yep.
Get off me.
Yeah, man.
Darren got it twice a day. That's the second time. Darren.
Yeah, he did. He's on fire like Nas. No, but Scandalous, do you think that with the potency of King's Disease 3 that Nas just released, that though 2022 has been a phenomenal year of hip hop and rap albums coming out, do you think that there will be an even more of an increase of inspiration and motivation for other artists to go back in and just really just light up that booth? Or do you foresee anything opposite of that happening? Or do you kind of see things kind of leveling off in the same on the same level as is?
I think it's going to be more the same. They're still going to push who they want, but I hope Nas inspires Jay-Z to come out with an album, even though we flame him all the time. I would like to see how I would love to see how he responds. Rakim, I would love a Rakim album.
We talk about
I'm all about those schools. So I hope people see Nas doing all these classics late in his career, and they see, okay, maybe I could try something.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping for that.
Yeah,
and we're rooting for Jay. You know what I'm saying? We don't want anybody to get it twisted.
All day.
How many times have we said on this show it would be great for Jay-Z to drop a classic? We've said that. We've said
it would have been nice for him to even be on the album, which we know that.
You want some Black Republicans type joint?
Well, I mean, to me, like when's the last time you heard Jay on something that sounded like Reminisce or The First Time? I don't even think Jay can make those records anymore. I don't think he ever could.
I mean, to me, to give Jay his props, I still feel like he brought it on that Jay Electronica though.
He did.
I still feel like he did.
Okay. I feel you.
Salute to Jay on that.
I was proud of Jay because we all said it's like, is Jay-Z back? Like after when we heard Jay Electronica.
But did y'all see the clip of Jay Electronica? And they did this on purpose, I think. Scandalous is over here nodding his head.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
They have a video where Jay Electronica calls him and Hit Boy and Nas and says that, hey man, you guys' chemistry is just off the chain, and giving him all these props. And if anybody knows Jay loves Jay Electronica. He loves him. I mean, like he that's his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy he does. It's not Memphis Bleak that he does music with. It's Jay. You know, he gets in the out.
I mean, he put a bar on every single track on that Jay Electronica. That showed you how much respect he got for Jay Electronica.
No, he does. He does. But to me, it was funny that Nas put that clip out of Jay Electronica giving him props with Hit Boy. So again, it's a little shot to Jay. But again, to me, you can have like
shout out to Nightmare.
I think, and honestly, let's be clear, Scandalous, Bebo and Jay can't. Hold up, man. Can Jay drop some with no features like Nas?
He can't. He probably. I think he can. But we haven't seen it since. Closest.
The question is not can he drop without a feature? Can he drop without saying something about Big or Pac?
Ooh,
but see, Scandalous, as I was saying, it's got to be that. It's got to be a 12-album joint max for him to do that with no features.
Right.
Jay-Z's already relaxing and taking notes right now.
I think he be watching Fresh Out, man. I think he does.
I think his closest was Blueprint, but obviously Eminem was on that as the only feature. But he could do it. I think he's got another classic in him. Jay does.
Oh yeah,
he just needs to apply and intensify. But you know,
Brian saying the song "Serious" by Nas. I don't think he's talking about a girl. I think he's talking about hip hop. That's his serious flirt or situation.
Okay,
see, that's
like, hey man, shout out to man.
Shout out to Brian, man.
Yeah, man.
But it's
that's
still
the beauty of Nas's music.
Yeah, it's still smooth. You can play both sides.
That's the beauty of
Nas's
music is you can interpret it so many different ways at times.
Shout out
depending
to Brian
on like what your ear is hearing, depending on what your ear is hearing. Yeah. Shout out to Brian for that one.
Well,
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and this is the other thing too, Scandalous, Jay, and Bebo, man. Is this the album of the year so far? And we've had a whole week to kind of digest it. It's not just it's new and exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the album of the year in you guys' opinion?
For me, yes. And that's a bunch of albums that I love.
That's a lot. This year was a good year.
This year has been a great year for hip hop, and I put Nas right up there at the top. And at first, I said like it was gonna be hard for King Disease to beat out some of these albums that was just
yep. You did say that
going hard.
Yeah,
he did it, man.
Yeah, which was true.
He did it.
Yeah, shout out to Shamario.
Shout out to Shamario. 100%.
Yeah, peace to Shamario.
But yeah, but for me, it's the best. It's the album of the year so far.
Scandalous, I see your face, man. What you thinking?
If we're rating this on the overall sound, then yes. But we all know how Grammys and everything plays out, right?
Yeah, I think he's asking in terms of
just in terms of your perspective. Not really like Grammy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Bebo?
Yes, so far, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. This is the thing. I still keep on going back to it, man. Like it's almost like a fun. It's almost like a fun album. So if I'm in the car, I'm in the whip, I just immediately go back to certain songs, and it's not even the verses. I just love what Hit Boy did, with some of the beats and flipping them and stuff like that. But it sounds like Nas is just having fun. I forgot who said that earlier, but it just sounds like he's having a lot of fun, man.
He really is.
Again, any last thoughts on this? Also, man, Scandalous, can you stay with us on this Grammy situation real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's your last thoughts just on this on the KD3, man, as we're just digesting this, to me, an iconic album?
It's a great album, perfect as is. I can't see making any other changes. You know, it's great that he could do it with no features, but you know, me being a hip hop, fan, I would love to see an album with AZ and Lauryn Hill doing an actual chorus, not a rap. Maybe Rakim, Dead Prez, Paris. I would love him to go back and put some of these old school rappers on.
Okay, all right. We still got the Koofy on the head.
We still got the Koofy on. Facts, Devon.
All right.
Hey, well, this thing, Devon said something great too. He's saying, I think Nas throwing darts. Look at Jay's Blueprint 3 album covers compared to KD3. Let me give this dude the koof. Devon, you taking this koof all the way to Egypt, wherever you at right now. Take that koof.
Take the koof.
That's amazing, bro.
Real talk. Great analysis.
I'm right there with Skandalous though. Love the album. Love it. Definitely album of the year for me. Would have loved to hear AZ on there. Lauren, Cormega, really Nature, Foxy. Like I wanted to hear the Firm on this joint too. But look, anytime we can get Nas album and it be this good, I'm not gonna complain, bro. I'm just happy we got it, man.
I won't complain.
This is gonna age great. Stop it, Nancy. This is gonna age gracefully.
No, seriously, yeah. I think it's gonna age dope. Yeah. Of course, man. The Jay-Z lovers in the building, aka Nightmare. He's asking, hold up, Nas over Kendrick?
Absolutely.
Nas over Push and Nas over Rock Marciano, and we gonna say, heck yeah.
That's why I said, over all of them.
That's
why I said it was gonna take a lot to top some of them albums you just named.
Shout out, Nightmare.
Yeah,
but he did it. He did it. I'm sorry. I love Elephant Bones. I love the Black Star album. I love Kendrick. But this Nas is busting ass right now. I'm not saying it because it's a hot take and I just heard it. It's fresh in my ear now. I still jam Elephant Bones. I still listen to all that.
And we're not saying this isn't being said as Nas stands or anything like that either. That's not the case. It's just, real recognize real. And like we stated before, real talk, even whether you like it or not, you're pretty much hating at this point if you say that this is not like a great quality album that is within that top tier status of 2022.
Can any of y'all answer this with Brian real quick? Brian's basically saying, I heard Jay's trying to drop a Blueprint 4.
I think so, Brian.
Doing Bill for Cuban Links 3, Ghostface Supreme doing the 2.
I think so.
Any of those. Nas is still setting the tone though. Shout out to Brian.
Even though Only Built for Cuban Links 3 is already done, it's not to say that Ray won't go back and tweak a few things, but we already know that Only Built for Cuban Links 3 is going to be a classic. I'm calling that now. That's going to be.
It's funny you said that because I thought about this a couple days ago. I don't know that album's done. I think the Supreme Clientele was done. From my knowledge.
I thought I read an article though. And it wasn't GQ, it was something else where they interviewed Ray and he said the album was
like I said, I don't know. It could be. So you might be right.
I think it was like in the post-production phase.
I was thinking that with Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Link, which is supposed to be the last one in the series.
It's supposed to be the last one in the series. Correct?
Yeah, there needs to be
Tony in the building.
Peace to Tony, peace. But
Tony, peace.
Raekwon needs to do one of these to Hit Boy.
How you doing? You know what I'm saying? He needed a hang. Like,
what you going on a few beats on my Cuban Link album?
Right.
Hold on, man. Simply Marvelous is in the building, man. I get a shout out to Simply Marvelous.
Simply was good. Was good.
Simply Marvelous saying Jay has had the best in-house producers for the duration of his career. Young Guru Kanye just blazed for rail.
Hey, 100%.
Definitely has been a huge contribution. Wish Nas had that earlier. Facts. 100%. Let me throw off the AKs, man, for some Marvelous.
Yeah. Good looking out on that.
And this is why I love this album, because Nas even mentioned, he's like, man, I don't pick bad beats, I pick bad women. But we know he picked bad beats back in the day. Let's be clear. But I love the fact that he tried to blow it up. I don't pick bad beats.
Nas did pick some of them Herschel Walker beats back in the day. We gotta admit.
Where's the sound effect? There.
Yeah, man. He had a couple of Herschel Walkers in there.
Like had a couple of Herschels.
Oh man, here y'all go, man.
But
what y'all want to talk about? The Nostradamus album?
Everybody on Mount Rushmore has had that though. There's some Mount Rushmore cast has had some Herschel Walker joints in there.
Man, that Nostradamus and that Streets Disciple, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, shout out.
But the second CD on that Streets Disciple was jamming though.
Yeah, had some yams. Yeah, the Herschel.
The Herschel now.
The Herschel.
Someone's Herschel.
Holding
Bacon,
up the
egg, and
badge.
cheese Walker.
Bacon, egg, and cheese. Nas and Pusha T need a song right now. They do.
Ooh,
they do.
A song like that.
Right now,
oh my goodness.
Well, and this is the thing, man. The KD3 man, like I think, like J. Kim says, aging well, is doing his thing. But I have to get you guys' opinion and the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all doing y'all thing tonight, man. Salute to everybody in the building.
To y'all, man.
But we gotta talk about the Grammy joints, man. Like this has been crazy. We just got the nominations, man. I need y'all to go in right now, man, on these Grammy nods. You see the joint right there. We talking about the Grammy nods, surprises, snubs, and we gotta talk about Gorilla, Skandalous' favorite chick right now.
Right.
What is going on?
Favorite artist right now.
Right now, for the best rap performances, we got God Did, Khaled, the Vegas Doja Cat, get out of here. She's not rap. The Gun and Future, the Pushin' P, salute. They put for rap performance Gorilla. I can understand the Kendrick Lamar because the video was so crazy. What's y'all thoughts on just that real quick, man? Khaled, Doja Cat, Gunna, Gorilla, and shout out to Kendrick.
Do you have a boo-boo? Do you have a fart?
Hold on, man. Fart.
Yeah.
Right.
You better give me a kufi again because I'm going to say paid.
Here, there you go, brother.
Now, if they really cared about hip hop, they would have a different, section for the old school rappers because what we're hearing out today is not real hip hop.
Right.
Facts. Well, but this thing, like in your opinion, like I can understand the Khaled situation. They gave him a freaking star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before Jay-Z, before Beyonce. But Gorilla? Doja Cat?
Well, does Khaled get that without Jay-Z on the track? I bet not.
True. I mean, to me, Macklemore.
Damn, Scandalous.
Good Kid, Mad City. That Grammy to me since then been boo-boo.
Well, you would think they would get it right. I think the BET Awards got it right. They did a great job. You would think the Grammys would say, you know what, we have a great palette of stuff to go through.
A great palette.
Great palette of stuff to go through, man. What the heck is going on?
They even got the Simply Marvelous palette, the veggie joint. If you mean they even got a healthy palette.
Come on, man. Healthy boy, straight vegan.
Healthy joint.
Debo, what you thinking on this?
In relation to the Glorilla situation or overall?
Just the everything, the Glorilla situation, but also just the field, the whole field, man.
You can start with Glorilla.
If I start with Glorilla, then there's a narrative that's being steered toward let's just say a not so positively influential fashion.
Facts,
but she's got a viral wave, and her cards are being played right. Like I was saying on the last show, if she played her cards right,
shout out to Gotti, man.
Review, you know what I'm saying? Then
Yo Gotti with the fake beard.
Yep. So hey, I don't endorse the veggie joint. Shout out to all of our vegetarians and vegans out there. And
don't eat them animals.
Yeah. But
Reginald Bush.
Oh yeah, man. So my thing is like this. Okay, what's your for just personally, what's your rap performance this year for you? Rap hip hop performance for you that stood out?
If I were to pick on the list that's already there,
no, just whatever you thought was dope this year for a rapper hip hop performance. What was the best
performance or album?
I mean, shoot, man, I would still pick this person, Kendrick Lamar.
I think that video was dope.
The Heart Part 5 or 4 or 5. I forgot.
K-Dot's had the best performance to me.
Did.
When we talk about just performing.
Penmanship beard.
That's straight Yo Gotti beard.
Oh man!
Salute to Nightmare for that.
Yeah. Skandalous, what was your thought? What was your the rap performance this year for you, man?
That's same. I would go with Kendrick Lamar too because that was highly talked about when he dropped because that was his first album in years, right?
Yeah.
But I think now the last couple of years they've been more shifted towards female rappers. We've just seen them pumping that over and over.
But the question is, why are they not pumping like the other kind of
AK for that Frederick?
Yeah, hold on.
That Frederick Gibbs.
Shout out. Yeah, that SSS was crazy, by the way.
Crazy.
But in your opinion, like, why are they not going with the other kind of female rappers like Yeremi,
like Shay Noirs and stuff?
Shay Noirs, you know, Rhapsodies. Like, why are they only going with? Cause Lotto got picked too. We're gonna talk about Lotto here in a minute too.
Because those females are not showing cheeks.
Right. It doesn't adhere to this to the narrative, the direction / narrative that they're trying to go. Like
just like Bebo said, if they ain't twerking or showing cheeks, they ain't getting an award, not even close to it.
And Madden, I think at least when I think about real quick, peace to Madden. I think when I think of performance, I'm thinking about not just on stage per se, but just on video, on stage, just in general, whenever an artist or group is performing his or her or their
okay,
Shamario went in the crate, man, with the 38 special that Benny salute, man. Shamario,
38 special. He did perform all right with that backhand.
Yeah, with that. Hold on, where my little punching little sound, man? Like,
oh yeah,
pull out the weapon, dog. Yeah. 38 special. I'm like, take that down, cuz.
He was definitely performing.
So, J-Kim, you saying the same thing, man. It was Kendrick Lamar's situation.
Oh, yeah. Kenny got that performance, man.
So, the other situation was the best melodic rap performance, a solo or collaborative performance containing the element of R&B. Beautiful with Khaled and Future and SZA. The Waiting for You. I like that joint. Future and Drake.
The world.
Yeah, that Jack Harlow let's put that on before he goes to sleep. Kendrick Lamar and that Blast joint, that Die Hard, and that Big Energy Live Lotto. Where the fart sound? What y'all think on this one?
Don't really care for none of that.
This is just trash. All the way just trash. Like,
most hip hop is R&B now anyway. R&B and pop.
Yeah.
The fact that Wait for You is on there is just it just symbolizes everything that we're talking about here.
Right.
It puts a bow on it.
now again, we know we talk about hip hop. We know rap is that stuff. I mean, I get it, but Lotto, big D energy, man, that's what you putting out there.
But since I haven't really digested any of that, meaning I've heard them, but I haven't like digested it. I mean, outside of the Kenny, that's the only one that I've digested. I would have to say Kenny. That's the only one I've actually sat down and I've listened to lyrics and everything. The rest of them joints I really ain't digested.
Simply Marvel's saying it's all about them cheeks, dog, and that She-Hulk even twerking, dog. Hold on,
oh man, that's
AK,
awful,
man. He's right. It's about them cheeks. It's about the Maurice cheeks.
He put it in all caps.
I was being politically correct about it.
All about the bunnage. All about the bun.
It's a terrible category, man.
The only reason that Lotto track is even listenable because it has that Mariah Carey sample.
Right.
From Tom Tom Club.
Yeah, he's still wearing a kufi a little bit.
Wearing a koof still. Yep.
Okay.
Biwa, what you thinking on this one?
This is hard to say, man. Look, can you pull up the list again? Pull up the list.
Liz too is tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. Pull up the list again if you don't mind.
Beautiful DJ Khaled. Waiting for You, the Future Drake, that Jack Harlow situation, that's J Kemp's hometown hero. The Kendrick Lamar, Die Hard.
I mean, he is hometown. He's a hometown cat, but definitely not a hero. Though. That'd be Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad.
I wouldn't be surprised if and I'm not saying this is going to be absolute, but
as
much as they were pushing it,
Marty got the cheeks. Nice cheeks. Shout out to Darren. We got to give the 8K.
I got to give Darren the big salute.
Marty got them cheeks.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to old Zaddy Harlow there, but
she's a cheek.
That list is not the best.
Yeah,
I don't. Right. That list I don't have any personal.
So that shouldn't even be hip hop. That should be an R&B. But like Skandalous said though, it's pretty much just
everything's that.
Yeah, it's everything.
Hip hop.
Okay, so let's scrap what we just talked about.
Okay,
as far as hip hop albums, okay, we talking about rap. Okay, we talking about Mopar driving a Challenger in the middle of the street and all that stuff. Okay, so
what would the Kia?
Best
what's
rap
the Kia's
album?
a little system called? What's they
little Kias?
Yeah, like the little Sportage. What's they?
Yeah, it's a little Sportage joint. Yeah.
2002 Kia Sportage music.
Yeah, that Kia, that little baby Kia joint. The best rap album they got. Okay, the album contains greater than 50% playing time of new rap recordings. DJ Khaled, God did. Future, I Never Liked You. Jack Harlow, Your Guy, Scandalous. Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T, That Almost Dry. What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, it would be between Pusha and Kendrick. I mean, easy in that one. I mean, you can go either way. I mean, I like the Mr. Morale better, but you can go either way in that.
I'm surprised they even put Pusha in there.
I mean, Pusha's album was hot.
Kia Sportage music. That's what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? You took that mug too. You hit that curve. It's a rap.
Right.
Come on, we have the Grammys reflecting on what people actually listen to. Facts.
Right.
Mama Bear got that little somebody thick in that little picture.
Hey, too. Mama Bear, you getting Iceberg going again, Mama Bear.
Right.
How you doing?
Going in.
Right. You gotta change that picture, Mama Bear. Got that thick ones on there.
The Iceberg's still waiting on the Ursula.
She thinking too, like, who am I gonna give all this thickness to?
He's still waiting on Lunel on OnlyFans, Ursula.
Stop it.
What's your thoughts on this Scandalous, man? As far as rap album, Kia Sportage rap album of the year, sponsored by Kia.
Well, I hope Kendrick Lamar's album wins it, but you know, I can't really give a clear opinion on it because I don't know which way.
Would Kendrick even show up? I guess he showed up to Grammys, right?
I think he'd show up, but
he did the perform. He did that. Wasn't that the performance when he did the jail situation at the Grammys?
Man, they gonna
Randy too.
You already know they're gonna cancel Kendrick if he does any performance. They're gonna hit him with the it's gonna be too deep. It's gonna be too deep for him.
Brian said Pusha should win just off destroying Drake and saving hip hop.
Adonis.
Salute. Y'all really like that K-Dot album? Do y'all really still spin it on a regular? Honestly, I don't. I ain't gonna front Miss LB.
I haven't played it in about a month.
This has been so many good albums. I mean,
exactly. But from this list, like, there's really nothing else to choose.
On that list,
that's the only reson why, though, Miss LB, because there's been so many great albums. That's the reason why I ain't really spun it. But
come on, man.
Salute though.
So basically, y'all saying Kendrick gonna win that. Hopefully, the last one is the best rap song. Churchill Downs, Jack Harlow. That's Bebo P's when he's in the shower. Hold up. Where we at? That guy did what is Khaled doing? Khaled with the guy did joint, and that's because they're gonna probably win that because Jay-Z's on it. And then the Heart Part 5, Pushing P with the Jailbirds.
Pushing P.
Shout out to Gunna and Future all day. And then that Wait For You, which is Drake, which again, I think this is Scandalous saying it again. This is paid advertisement, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sad that Snoop Dogg don't get a Grammy, but you have Khaled that just says, "Oh, I like this beat here. You do this, you do that." That's all he does. He's not even an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pushing P should win it just to make a mockery out of the.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Mm-hmm. Dang, Shamario said that Ken out mid juice, dog. Dang, god damn, Shamario. That mid juice. Oh man,
I can't co-sign that one, Shamario. Man.
Hey man, dang, Mighty Nas one said the whole list is trash. Shout out to Mighty Nas. Mighty Nas one. Yes. Shout out to you, man. Salute. Shout out. The moral trash. God damn. I'm glad. And not hating on Cardi B. I love homegirl's flow. I do like. I like her swag on the records, but come on, man. Like, let's get it out of here, man. Whether mainstream or underground, it feels weird altogether. It does.
It's a weird list. It's all over the place.
It's a weird situation.
It's all over the place, man.
But it was crazy. Hip hop has been consistent this entire year, from starting off with the Phife Dawg all the way now to the Nas joint. It's been all this other mainstream stuff that's super weird. Like they've been dropping weird albums, all this little crazy stuff. To me, I don't know what's the last date you can submit stuff, but I actually for Mopar Kia Sportage music, that Quavo and Takeoff was dope in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was.
I
solid.
mean, to me, the Jeezy was dope.
Well, yeah, that was a mixtape
too. Yeah, that was a mixtape. Yeah,
to me, it qualified.
Piece of drama.
To be it qualified.
Not sure how to share Ursula with y'all. Hey man,
not with y'all.
Yeah,
with Iceberg.
As long as it ain't Lou Nell.
Yeah, no, you Lou Nell now. Yeah, hey, shout out Pop. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all going hard tonight.
Hey,
man.
but you're part of the chat, so shout out to you and all everybody.
22 crazy for hip hop, especially lyrical driven rap. Glad hip hop was back. It's strong facts, man. Like again, this is why also you go to myrapverse.com, you check out DJ Skandalous and all his platforms on Facebook. We're the original people. I think the only ones that really kind of hold it down too. Shout out to Rap Roundtable, according to hip hop. They're doing a thing, but let's be clear, the GOAT is DJ Skandalous. This is where you go to for the hip hop situations, man. If you're feeling malnutrition,
malnutrition,
there you go.
You need a veggie in your life.
You need that veggie joint like Simply Marvelous.
Veggie.
You come to DJ Skandalous on FB and on YouTube again. Hip hop's been dope, but the rap's been kind of weird, man. And you guys' question, and we talking about the Grammy situation. How can we get hip hop back on the mainstream when it doesn't have major label support?
I don't think it's so much about getting
that would take a Kofi
to
really explain that. Yeah, I mean, it's not possible. I mean, all the folks that will get you canceled today is who's running hip hop. So we don't even have to name those names.
Yeah.
To Shamario, I mean, there's some heavy tracks all throughout the album, such as the one you mentioned in We Cry Together. So no, we're not bumping it like that, but that goes to what was said with our squad here, which is the fact that there's been so many albums.
Whack Harlem.
Oh,
Brian going in the whole show, man.
Oh man,
give Brian the AK for that.
I gotta give him an AK,
man. Oh man.
But again, like I said, Skandalous, like I said, you're on both sides of the game. How can we get hip hop back to the mainstream? Air quote.
You can't. Koofy time, you can't, because all these labels will just push out what they want. They'll hire ghostwriters for any artist they want. You know, they will basically control all these artists. The only thing that we can do is hope for more old school artists, more 90s rappers, more early 2000 rappers come out with tracks, come out with albums, and support them any way you can.
Well, again, it's Hip Hop 50, right? So we should see some old school cats. I mean, we just interviewed Myrick, my dude, Nassim Myrick. He's saying he's starting a label. He's getting back into music. He's doing his thing, and this is one of the cornerstones for Bad Boy. You know, so he's getting back in the game. So I do agree with you. So I'm hoping some of the guys, and like I said, shout out to Cormega. His album was dope. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully some of the guys do get back in the game, and they do start dropping projects. I think, like I said, and I forgot who said that, Brian or Darren. The Buster drops this Friday because he pushed it back because of
Miss LB said it. I thought.
Yeah, shout out to Miss LB. He was going to drop it Friday, but out of respect for Takeoff, he pushed it back Friday.
Rest in peace.
I think his LP is going to be, or his EP is going to be dope. Do you consider Busta old school, Skandalous?
Definitely. He came out like 96. He was even rapping before that.
Busta was like 91.
Well, he didn't start popping until 96, 97.
Yeah.
Well, probably 93 because he was on that scenario.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though.
So probably 93, 94.
Is it hip hop? Like, and what Devon's saying is corporations rely on analytics.
Right.
Facts.
But
100%.
if it's hot, doesn't that translate to sales?
I mean, there's a lot of hot material that's out there, like the example that you mentioned, Iceberg, Cormega, but it's not translating into a mainstream platform per se. You got the Rock Marciano project and the one that was titled Ghetto Gods. Let's not cast a shadow on that, and many others this year.
I mean, not only that, I mean, we had a guy on earlier
Right. Yeah. Vic Spencer. He started right. And again, so many others, but I like DJ Skandalous was saying, I don't even think it's so much about going back to mainstream. I think it's about just being, creating a groundswell within the grassroots sector of where you currently are and flooding that zone in order to, the best example again is Nas. I mean, we clearly see what he's doing with his own label, Mass Appeal.
Devon said you can't calculate the streets.
You can't.
Well, that's true. That's true. You can't calculate.
But isn't this why you have like the core DJs back in the day, and you had A&Rs, the good A&Rs, like
that's what Hot 97 was supposed to be about. What we talk about right now,
right?
But if they're not pumping it, when like Skandalous said, we're never gonna get it.
It has to be
right. DJ Skandalous, the old school MC, should flood the market with music, maybe to get rid of all this mid and make the new generation step their music up. Man, Miss LB, we gotta sing you a t-shirt.
We needed to wear steel sharpen steel. Right now, it's not like that. I mean, if you can just put out BS and just do what you want to do, to make TikTok music.
F-R-E, keep up, eager free. I didn't gotta worry
about TikTok music. That's TikTok music, and that is not sustainable. That's why the labels, like Devon said, it's analytic music. They're looking for something that they can sell quickly, that they can make go viral.
Well, and this is the thing too, real quick. They did have a situation. Bebo's favorite mayor, Eric Loose Booty.
Where's Henny Crump?
So much Henny. Hip hop turns 50. Eric Adams welcomed all the hip hop legends. Man, they brought in all the Jeritar that came through, and they're gonna have plans to do a lot of hip hop events this year coming up for the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Is this cap though?
I mean, anytime you're talking about a politician, there's always
give Iceberg at Kofi. He couldn't wait to talk.
Let me go from Skandalous and hand it right back over.
Right. Because he's really the one who wants to answer this question.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that, J Camp, because Iceberg, you need to be the one to start this.
Right. No, I mean this thing. I just direct traffic, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just young man out here paying taxes.
Sometimes you
this is
traffic.
Thing. So I think it's cap. I think the only thing they really want to do is like they did for Biggie. You gave him a train pass.
Sure.
Biggie. You put him on a train pass. So people ride the train just to get a Biggie ticket.
One of the biggest icons ever in the game.
And so my question is, do you think they're using this? We want to be included. We want our flowers. We want this. And so, and I'm not just saying New York, but just in general, man, it's almost like they kind of play us a little bit because we want to be included. We want to get celebrated, but then they put us on a bus pass.
Absolutely. That's what politicians nowadays and just what they've been doing do best. They're going to pluck at your heartstrings in order for them to Rockness Monster did drop. But yeah, they're going to pluck at your heartstrings any way that they can in order to ultimately and hopefully generate voter support.
That kind of reminds me when Kamala Harris said that Tupac is the greatest rapper alive.
Skandalous keeps saying Kofi. He keeps
Kofi on, man. I gotta play the music one time for Skandalous on that one.
Please, you got to for that.
While she's on her knees in the bathroom, by the way.
Shout out to Downtown Willie Brown. Shout out to Downtown Willie Brown.
You gotta get your car payment paid somehow. You gotta get in your knees. Your numbers on the in the bathroom. Come on.
And Bebo with that alley-oop.
We did it, Joe. We did it.
And Bebo P with that alley-oop. Bebo P, you threw 2 alley-oops, one to Skandalous and one to Iceberg.
I got my brothers covered. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about she know who Richard Ruler is.
Man. Oh, my fault. Kamala Imhoff, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Get on your knees, girl. Skandalous started this stuff, by the way. So, but seriously, like, do you think this is going to be a different year, man? It's Hip Hop 50. We've been talking about it. We got a hip hop museum. Do you see the music flooding next year?
I hope so, but I can't predict the future with this. But
I mean, I think Skandalous already said he named like Rakim and some of these other legends who we should. I mean, really, to me, that's who we should be plugging, like them cats for year 50, to make sure that they actually are put at the forefront. Because obviously, when you got cats like 21 Savage, who's already disrespecting dudes like Nas,
just mad disrespect.
Mad disrespect, man. I think
Darren, you off the chain, Darren.
Yeah.
Facts.
Shut your ass up, Darren.
So she said that she smoked marijuana, right? Mary Jane.
I smoked the reefer.
Right.
Yeah, when she was in college, and that would have been like 1986. So she was doing that in the 90s.
Dog, she's doing that now.
She was doing some other things.
Yeah, she was doing that way after college.
Yeah.
She
was some
knee
strange
pads out.
She was definitely busting it open. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, where's the money at? Where's the money?
Some strange, more than some change,
Right. You're gonna bust it open for some change.
Hey, man, some people like to do it for free.
Some of y'all don't hate, man. We're just saying it like it.
Let me ask y'all this, man, because we've been here for 2 hours, man. We about to get out of here in a minute. But who do y'all want to see next year?
Man, we want to see Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see Jay. We want to see the same people who's dropped this year.
That's when Jay gonna come out when he gets to the big ball.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm talking about the people that Skandalous was saying, like your classic.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Like your Rakim, your Big Daddy Kane.
I would say, Big Daddy Kane. We're already getting some Cool G coming out here. Maybe it dropped already. Actually,
Al Scratch.
Al Scratch.
Shout out to Al Scratch. Yeah. Oh yeah, he just dropped the video too. Shout out to Al Scratch, man. Cop the 7-inch too. Pause.
Yeah. Stop it.
Cool G rap.
Yeah.
Come on,
right.
Man.
Okay, so he's coming. That's right. Okay. Yep, he's coming. Pause. We'd like to see J Camp already mentioned Rakim as well. It's been a long time since we got the 18th letter. So we need
are we
that
gonna get
Rakim.
that Dre and Snoop though?
I would like to see Dre and Snoop, man. What's your thoughts on that, Skandalous? Since you West Coast OG.
I don't think we're going to see it because I've been waiting on Detox for like 20 years now. He went through like 20 versions of that album. He said he made like 200 songs during, the last 2 years.
Even T.I.
We still haven't seen
like
nothing.
Eight songs on it. T.I. said he got 8 bars.
Shout out Pablo.
We need that Raekwon and Ghostface.
We do need that Raekwon and
I like that Darren
that
clip reunion. That's dope too.
Clips reunion. Yes, we need that. Yes.
I'm a Fab fan too. 600. Fab is a middle child, but I like Fab too, man, because he changes the code. He made some OGs kind of step up the game, and them young cats. He got balls.
Fab got the swag still too. He got the swag.
He does.
But he doesn't look the same since he got his tooth fixed.
Yeah, man.
Well, could the same thing be said about Nas?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Well, the other thing, Fab is knocking out his girlfriend's teeth. That's what he needs to stop doing.
I felt that was a trademark for Nas though for a long time.
It was.
Man, hey man, you gotta get your swag right. And shout out to Brian, man, and shout out to Kodak, man, for checking 21.
Yeah, you know what? We got to give credit where it's due. So you're right, Iceberg.
Yeah, he did check him, man.
We clowned him before a few times, but Kodak Black did. He did check 21.
What song were you talking about on this Nightmare? He said Jammer. You heard it yet? I don't know.
What is it, Nightmare? What you talking about? Man?
Which one are you talking about?
Mighty Nas one said Nas and.
That would be serious.
Hold up. I gotta get AK Mighty Nice one. I would love for the evolution of, I think Skandalous said this, like, where do you go? Do you do the premiere? You stay with Hit Boy? I would love to see almost like an MCU situation. You did the Nas joints, right? I want Hit Boy to produce a Nas and AZ official album, and then that Firm joint, redo that Firm the way Dre should have did it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that, man.
But Nas has always been such an innovative person. He goes with what his wave is, not as much what the trending conversations are. It's not to say that he doesn't have a listening ear, because he keeps his ear to the street, but whatever he's feeling to go with, that's the way that Nas is gonna go. And that's how he's been. That's how he's been his whole career.
Facts. I mean, I'd like to see another Wu album.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It needs to.
But is RZA still hungry to make them beats?
We don't need RZA to make no beats. We don't need RZA to make the beats. I mean, Ghost been working with a different producer for a while. I mean, since what? Fish Scale, Ghost was working with a different producer.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost ain't had too much RZA production in a long time.
There was some RZA production on the like
Ray
2 or 3
too.
tracks on there was like 3 tracks,
But
2
we
or 3
talking
tracks
about-
on there only built for Cuban Link. But if you're talking about like more quantitative beats from like a specific producer, then you might want to, I don't know, you might want to consider
Ghost,
other options.
When he was in his Ghost Dini bag, he shifted away from RZA a minute ago.
Let me ask y'all this, man. And Scandalous, I don't know we talked about Outkast. Are you an Outkast fan?
Yeah, I like their early stuff. Yeah,
I would love to see Outkast come out with something, man, next year. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the South back right, man. I think if Outkast came out, you had an organized noise really,
and it can be like a Love Below type situation where 3 Stacks can.
And let's be clear, like he dropped the album this year and it was serious.
I think that was late last year.
Lucius Left Foot.
I think that was like in December of last year, though.
It was.
But it does carry over.
Yeah.
It rolls.
Thought anthem. I like that thought anthem. That he had.
Here's the thing, though, bro. It's funny you mentioned that because I believe that 3 Stacks was at the private release party of King's Disease 3. So I say that because, so hopefully this will, this album, KD3, will serve as motivation, inspiration, whatever for K.
Pablo saying he ain't hungry though.
Right, because I mean, ever since I heard
that
Rick Rubin interview that he did, man, it just made me. It broke my heart, man, to hear 3 Stacks say that he didn't even think he was really that good. I'm like, what you talking about, bro?
But that's every rapper though. Everybody, every rapper be questioning.
A lot of people, man, that's like very successful. I noticed that they have that thing that they're very hard on themselves, and they have that thing that they're always battling with. Whether it comes to even like my own pastor.
I don't know how many flowers that we can just give 3 Stacks though. I just feel like cats like 3 Stacks should never ever feel that way.
Well, I can understand it that when he came out when all the legends were there, so that maybe that's why he felt that way.
But all the legends give him his flowers though.
They do, but we could appreciate the humility that he.
I mean, I can appreciate it too.
With that.
But he's so great at what he does, though.
He doesn't need to come out with a solo. Pablo, you going in tonight, man? Salute to Pablo, man, the real one,
man.
Going in tonight. Yeah, he said he don't have. He's true. He's right. He's right. But again, man,
you consider Love Below a solo?
I consider that a solo though.
I don't know if I call it a solo. That's a complicated situation. It's almost like those relationship statuses. It's complicated, that you see on social media. So it's a complicated situation. I don't know that I call it a solo album, but we definitely need some 3 Stacks.
The hell out of that Love Below though.
Hey man. And I had no kids. I
remember that.
Nothing, man.
I remember that.
And I won. I had no kids and nothing. Salute. I won.
That Love Below was a problem though.
It was. Scandalous. Is there any more? I've heard Dash talking about some Tupac dat tapes. Is there any more
unreleased songs
or unreleased stuff? And then also,
definitely,
could it ever come out? Because now that is that because Mama's because his stepdaddy getting out. Who owns the estate now?
So who owns the estate now is Tom Wally. He was part of Interscope when Tupac first got signed, and apparently he helped his mother put on the record label after he passed because there was a big battle with Death Row Records over rights to the Death Row music. So he actually helped establish Amora Entertainment, and that's how he was awarded the estate after she passed. Now, in relation to how many songs are left, there's over 150 Tupac songs unreleased still, which hasn't been released. And a lot of these tracks are far better than what you heard on Loyal to the Game and the Pac's Life album. But for whatever reason, they would not.
What's the deal?
I don't know, because they had so many golden opportunities to release stuff. They had the Coachella, right? If Coachella Hologram would have did an unreleased song, that would have blew up on Spotify and iTunes, because we've seen like Two American Most Wanted and Hail Mary blew up like 900%, right? They could have easily dropped the album then. They could have dropped the album with that phony ass movie. You know, we get in that some other time. The trash ass movie.
Hey, don't shoot me, man.
You can't even have Diddy in there. You can't have Stretch in there. That's a phony ass movie. You made up lies about, Jada Pinkett and all that. You know, you had Tupac performing Hail Mary, which he never did. You know, there's so many fabrications in that movie. But still, God, I would have released the album to go with that movie, because that was marketing hype, right? Everybody's talking about that movie. It was fresh, coming off straight of Compton. We didn't see nothing. And then when the riots were going on, Changes was at the top of the Billboard. Greatest Hits was at the top of the Billboard. All you had to do is come out with a political song. And there's so many of those, because early in his career, they rejected so many political songs because they deemed it too controversial, right? So you still have songs that are like Changes in the vault.
Wow. And that was a different time, back then, when you had see Dolores Tucker and just certain circumstances surrounding that. So.
Maxine Waters. Nah, we're not against those rappers. We're out against
Dolores Tucker.
Dolores Tucker.
If your name was Dolores, you know you.
I don't like hip hop.
Right.
So going back to the point, they're probably not releasing stuff because I don't think they have all the master reels. Because after like 96, after he died, Iceberg already mentioned the person, he stole a lot of master reels, right? There's other people that stole master reels, so all of his songs are scattered. I would think that over the last 20 years they would have been searching for these master reels. A lot of stuff has leaked, but a lot of stuff is in degraded quality. It's not the final mix down. There's a lot of songs that Tupac did where he has scrap verses, scrap hooks, and they could do a lot. They could still release new albums. They could release albums with the original versions of songs they already released. Like I told you, like the song Friends basically had the Nas's If I Ruled the World beat on the original version, which is 100 times better than the trash that they released. Not a lot of fans realize that after like the Still I Rise album is all remixes. Like there's very little original versions of Tupac rapping over those beats.
I think next year we're talking about hip hop, no doubt, and I consider West Coast hip hop as well. I think West Coast got to get it together too. You know what I'm saying? Like the
we need the return of G-Funk. We need the
G-Funk. We need Warren G to drop something serious. Like I think they have to. It's got to be equal, powers going on. East Coast got to drop some stuff, but that West Coast flavor has to get dropped too, in my opinion.
So hard to hear G-Funk without that Nate Dogg on it. But,
man, and maybe there's some.
But I agree.
Maybe there's some leftover jewels.
Hold up, wait.
But Nate Dogg does have a son that sounds awfully a lot like him. Inhale.
We need something, man.
But yeah, I hope they release the Tupac album. I just don't know why they haven't. There's 150 songs. Like I said, there's a lot of classic songs that should have been released after his passing that they didn't release, and maybe it's sample clearance issues. Maybe they just don't think it'll sell because the Pac's Life album only went gold. But right now in this day and age, you can't expect old school songs to go triple platinum anymore, double platinum. Right. You just got to put it out. And the reason why I would release Tupac's music, I get totally people saying, oh, it's unfair to judge somebody on their posthumous albums, right? And a lot of people view like posthumous albums may be a negative to someone's legacy. I don't view that way because I feel like these new songs can really expose the old catalog, the original catalog, to these newer fans and fans that were brought up after his passing, right? You may have heard a song like Changes, and maybe you would never heard of Tupac if you didn't hear Changes, right? So I see it's a win-win. You release Big Pun stuff, you release Eazy-E, do whatever, because it exposed their original catalog to everybody.
Plus the fans are getting older. If you wait too long, we gonna be gone. So
exactly,
right.
So I have no idea why they're waiting. I hope they release it because the same thing. There's a lot of people that are making these remixes with all his unreleased vocals, right? And there's a lot of people uploading the original versions on YouTube. nobody's getting that money, right? Because the songs are not released. They can't put claims on the songs on most of them. So if I'm the label, I would want all the songs out there so you can gain royalties on these songs for next 20, 30, 40 years. But they're not doing that.
Last question, but before we get up out of here, do you think it's a good thing for Snoop to have Death Row?
You're gonna give me the Koofy again?
Go ahead.
Let's get it right back from Iceberg to you, brother.
Now, when he got Death Row Records, he got named. He didn't get the musical catalog, right? That's still owned by another.
By Hasbro.
No, it's Blackstone, right? I think it's Blackstone.
They own everything. God,
yeah,
damn.
Yeah. I think they bought it from Entertainment One. So right now, Snoop Dogg, he owns the name, he owns the brand. He can release new music through the Death Row label, but he doesn't own the original works of, Danny Boy, Corrupt, and Daz Dillinger and all that. He may own his own albums if they work the deal. So, like, I guess he could do like a license agreement with them to commercialize some of his old school his works that he released, but yeah, I wouldn't consider it owning the actual label until he owns all the master reels.
Well, I saw that he came out with that goofy dog logo of Death Row, but then he went back to the original one in the last couple of things that he's been putting out.
Yeah, I have no idea why. Like, I guess there were some, people flaming him for it. I don't know.
It was corny. But what do y'all think, J Camp and B, before we get up out of here, man? What y'all think about West Coast music? We've been talking about a lot of East Coast hip hop coming back on the 50, but shouldn't some of these old cats or veterans on the West Coast be coming out with music too for this hip hop 50 next year?
I think Nightmare basically dropped one name who's been dropping albums for a while, and that's Planet Asia. Shout out to Fresno, California, but Planet Asia been dropping like Vic been dropping. I mean,
that was a serious album too, by the way. That last one,
it really was, man. He's been dropping a bunch of albums. There's a couple of other West Coast cats. I mean, even
shout out Schoolboy.
Spice One, even Spice One been dropping albums though, man. Like
DJ Quick ain't doing nothing either, man, besides getting in trouble and going ham on IG.
Right. Quick ain't really doing nothing, but there's still some Bay Area cats who's holding it down though. 40 ain't never stopped.
Oh,
he still
you already know. Shout out
got
to
the crown for most albums all time, most hip hop albums all time.
Hey, we need some Warrior tickets too. 40, hit us up with some Warrior tickets, man. Come on.
So he's still working, and I know he's got like some young cats who's rocking with him too. So
that's definitely what Snoop Dogg needs to do with Death Row Records. Get some new artists in there and pump them out. He has the big platforms for that. I don't know why he's not doing it yet.
Man, that's what he needs to do. I agree with that, Scandalous. I mean, it's a bunch of good artists in LA. Not just LA, in California, period.
Right.
I mean, he can get some guys. I mean, he really can.
I don't have anything to add to that. They, DJ Skandalous and J Camp said everything in a nutshell beautifully.
Yeah, no, Scandalous killed that. I just added a little
y'all laced it,
man.
Yeah, I mean, Scandalous was Steph. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Draymond. I just passed. I'm just pushing the rock.
You got a backpack on.
Draymond kicking people in the nuts, nut shots,
and smacking teammates.
Oh man,
punching teammates. That's what we do.
Hey man, again, this has been a great topic, man. Again, salute to Nas, Hit Boy, man. We talked about that, man. Salute to Vic Spencer, man. Go cop his 2 albums, man.
Absolutely.
Shout out y'all to Vic. Not supporting DJ Skandalous, if y'all not going to check out my rap verse, this is the new flavor. This is the new, hip hop Bay. You know what I'm saying? You go
flavor, no flavor. You
know what I'm saying?
Make sure you clear on that.
Right.
Yeah, like
flavor, no flavor.
Not this flavor. Right.
Not that
flavor. Yeah.
If you're not tapped into the groups, if you're not tapped into the pages, man, we're gonna put those in the chat. Again, man, my rap verse is the new flavor. MyRapverse.com is the new flavor. Y'all give y'all shout outs before we get up out of here, man.
Man, Shout out to man, the chat has been going so ham. I mean,
shout out to y'all, man.
I wanted to comment on so many things, man. I seen where Nightmare was talking about Woo need to call Rock Marcy, need to call Nick Craven, and I agree with all of that.
Shout out to Rock's been holding it down lately, man.
Miss LB was going in about MC8. I mean, Darren been going in. I mean, everybody's been going in the chat.
And we appreciate y'all for your insights, your wisdom,
everything. Power, of course, always drops gems. He keeps us honest. Power keeps us honest. You know what I'm saying? Pablo was going in. I mean, everybody was going in, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all. Word up on
we
that.
definitely appreciate y'all.
Yeah, check out Scandalous, man. You know,
check out Scandalous, man. For real. Check out some of his mixes too.
Oh, please do.
Check out some of them Pac mixes.
Oh yeah.
Bebo, what you thinking, man? Before we get up out of here,
just appreciate everybody out there for tuning in once again, showing love to the world's most dangerous podcast, Rap City No Basement. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all that. You know, go ahead and hit that. Go ahead and cash hit the cash up if you're feeling frisky. We definitely appreciate our guest host Vic Spencer and DJ Skandalous.
Absolutely.
This thing, they like 7th and 8th members of Fresh Out now. They ain't guessing.
Yeah. Oh,
if you eat at the house one time, the second time you family.
That's true. That's true.
You're gonna give me a Fresh Out hat so I get rid of this shit, right?
I mean, also salute to Shamario, Mighty Nas, man. All y'all, man, holding it down. I definitely miss.
Come on,
I miss Victory Lap too, bro. I mean, I miss Nipsey. Period.
Be safe. Period. Please
Victory
be
Lap
safe
is
out
one of the
here.
best albums of the year.
Yeah.
Be safe out here.
Be safe. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the hate too.
Shout out Carmen too, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Carmen was over there moderating. We had a little porno come in here.
Yeah, and Carmen snatched him up.
Iced it. Shout out
Carmen was over like,
yeah, hold on, man. I gotta get
that. Probably follow me in here from one of my pages.
yeah, man. Yeah, they got on there, man.
Time to check out these hot cheeks on this link.
What, man? No, Skandalous, who you got, man?
Shout out Skandalous, man.
So Iceberg, before we roll out, you want to tell everybody about your channel memberships?
Yes, I forgot to tell you, I was gonna let everybody slide through, man. But definitely, man, like check out the memberships, man. We have memberships. You can do 3 different levels, but pretty much the money goes towards some high school students, man, for the scholarships, man, for college, and also some inner city non-for-profits, man. Just trying to help the kids out, man, with the hip hop, and that's what we're trying to build the community based off of that. With that, you get live access videos, man. We'll do something dope with Scandalous, man. Talk about some real stuff. You know how we do with the conversation, man. But we got the merch coming too. So again, check out the memberships, man. Show some love because the money goes into a good place. It just doesn't go to our car payments. It goes to some dope kids, man.
So I got a 9-to-5, people. So
yeah. So, you know, don't pay. Check out the memberships, though, man. But
go ahead and go real quick. Don't forget to go to myrapverse.com.
Come on, man.
As well.
It's at the top of the chat, man.
At the top of the chat. If you haven't bought your Black Friday gift yet, you know where to go. Link is, I'm sure, down there.
Hey, man, if you're in the dog house, man, with your girlfriend, man, you need to do something, man, to spice up the night, man. We got all the stuff on there. You get the Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
That 70-inch Netflix and chill, boy.
There you go. Pause.
Put on some Jack Harlow on there. No, I'm just kidding.
Pornhub in 4K. You know, only fans and 8K on there.
Yeah,
no, the lead attorney. Shout out to lead attorney, man.
Lead attorney.
Nice. Struggle
again.
Man, hey, man. Scandalous, take us home, man.
You got it, Scandalous.
So I just want to say thank everybody in the chat for checking us out today. You know, I'm great that there's a community such as this that still cares about legends like Nas, and I hope more legendary rappers still continue to pump out their music because there's fans like us that are just craving for it.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, every Wednesday we're here at 9:30, man. You don't know who's going to drop in. Scandalous is always he's a new.
I'm always checking you out. Yep.
Yeah.
I guess lastly though, shout out to Vic. I was just gonna say, man, if anybody in the chat, if y'all got music, You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Put that out there, man. So
music,
we can jam
artwork, a business,
DM us on IG or the Facebook, man.
Visuals, whatever you got. We want to make sure we help you and pump your stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if we got the outlet, and if anything, if you got it, let us know. We're gonna help you out for sure.
Hit us up on the DM, man. Again, myrapverse.com. Fresh out, you know how it goes down, man. We're gonna have some dope guests coming through, man, for the holidays. Be safe. If you ain't called your grandma, your mama, call them, man.
Call
check
them.
your family.
Call them.
You only got one family, man. So dude, call your family, man.
Call them like Tyrone.
We might be here Saturday. If not, check us out on Wednesday, 9:30 again, man. Scandalous, J Kent, Bebo P, LB the Podfather, man. We out, man. Peace.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast.
Bebo P's in the building. What's good?
It was going bar for bar.
Shouts out to the fans, man. Let's get it.
Good.